Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today we are back in the wonderful world of Guild Wars 2, which is Terry, by the way. Did you know that? Hello there. We are back on the EU servers, visiting our friends from across the pond currently, so hello to all of you tea drinkers out there. Love the implication that no one in America drinks tea. They just drink different tea. Let's see, what is this supposed to be? I think that's supposed to be there. I keep waiting for this song to merge with Madonna's ABBA mashup hung up at any moment. What? Oh, I guess the intro song? Good evening. Hello, Jesslyn. Hi, Mark. Hello, Tigre. Came as soon as I got the notification, but they must be lagging. They're still 9 minutes late. My milliseconds must still be too long. Your milliseconds are too long. Yeah, you're probably Oceanic or Australian or something. You've got longer milliseconds. Good afternoon, Muckabibos. Hey, Smashy. Hello, fellow Luckies. Oh, gosh. Is the Luckies thing gonna stick?
Seize the moment.
Alright, deposit all that. Wow, we had a lot of stuff to deposit. Okay. What is in the mail? Let's see. Requisition. Don't mind that. That's nothing. Let's see. Something for giveaway. Ragas. Ragas says, 6 days old. Where is the... Oh my god. I swear I do not know my way around the banking. Where's the guild bank? Screw it. I'm going to Mislock. I don't know the Lions Arch Guild Bank. I never wrote this early for Guild Wars Tuesday. What's up, Jabbers? Been a while. Hope you're doing good. Beta tomorrow hype. Yeah. Not sure which one I want to play first. I mean, there's quite a few of them that look pretty good. Like the Ritualist, the Amalgam. Not the Antiquary. Okay, let's see. Where is... Okay. Thank you. Okay. Trying to get people to fast forward. Okay. Let's see, for giveaway. Explorer Laura Croft. Oh gosh. Watchwork Scepter. Thanks. Alright, so we got some new stuff for the giveaway vault. A paltry amount of meat. 3 poultry. Oh my god. A paltry amount of poultry. Hey, Mukluk, what's your vids? Could I join your full home instance?
Birds. How are you?
Can I join my... I mean, well, this is 2 days old, so I didn't see that on time. Donation to Guild Wars Tuesdays. To make your weird chat happy, keep up the great content. Ectoplasms and onions. Okay. Thanks. Alright, that one's done. Let's see. Bird says, I'm still leveling Guardian on level 51. When I get to 80, how do I gear it up cheaply? The build I'm planning to go for when I get to 80 is Firebrand, and I want full Celestial. 2 tips I can give. There is a... Is it Golem's Maw? Alright, Ice Golem's Maw box is a 1 gold stat selectable exotic helmet. So you can get this from the TP for a single gold. There's also Shoulders of the Ebon Vanguard chest. This is a 3 gold shoulder piece that is stat selectable. You can use this. So for 4 gold, you can have shoulders and hat covered as soon as you hit 80. So those two are really useful. Day 10 of asking
Mukluk to play sword/sword Condi Berserker.
Oh my god. Hi, Tabby. Yeah, outside of those 2 items that I just mentioned, you could, like, go to Verdant Brink to get bladed armor, which is stat selectable. You could go to World v World and get the stat selectable gear there. There's a few different places you could get it, I guess. Charmon's neurons activate. For the Ectos, yeah. Alright, and the last thing, which is pretty hype, is this one here. Man of my word, don't delete this. Thanks for humoring me with the peak gameplay. Sending this before we start, so I don't know what happens yet, but here's a few extra winnings give big. So, I need to explain this one, because this is really huge. Nogdog and apparently Banana in the community during the festival that's going on right now, they each opened like 100,000 Zephyrite lockboxes, and they each got like 50,000 golden infusions or something. They each just got so many infusions. Like they're stupid rich now. And he got 3 chalk infusions, among other things, right? And he messages me and he's like, "Hey, I'll give you a 10,000 gold infusion for your next giveaway if you play Peak with me." And I was like, because I've never been interested in playing Peak. So I was like, fine, I'll be bribed. So last night I played Peak with Nog and Flute. And Charmon joined also. He kind of just elbowed his way in. So we played Peak last night, and so this is him saying, "All right, you did your end of the bargain, here's mine." So Chalk, Crystal, and Winter's Heart. So, grab these. And for anyone who hasn't seen this stuff, the Chalk Infusion is currently 8,700 gold. The Crystal is currently almost 600. And the Winter's Heart is currently almost 100. Let me show these off here. So, like, if you wear the... Let's see. If you wear the Crystal Infusion, your character looks like this. You look like you're made out of crystal. And if you wear the... Where's Winter's Heart? Winter's Heart, you turn, like, snow white with, like, blue eyes. And it might be easier to see if I turn the hat off. Like that. And then, let's go back to the crystal one for a second. So that's the crystal one. Bald, yep. And then the chalk one. Chalk one's a weird one. The chalk one, you get lightning coming out of the back of you when you run. And when you die, a chalk bursts out of your body like it's the movie Alien and then crawls away. That's that one. Alright. Put that back. Where did it go? Is that it? I had 2 choices. Mine? Okay, mine's in the bank. Alright. The lightning fart, yeah. The Chipotle booster. I'll take my chalk infusion now, Mug. Oh, will you, Blue? You'll take your chalk infusion now? Alright, put these in here. Spirit Links. This was also donated. Oh, wow. 200 gold on these? I had no idea those were worth so much. This is a backpack, I believe. Wait. Oh, no. Sorry, I was thinking this is the chain backpack. This is the chain offhand. There we go. 200 gold chains offhand. And we got Watchwork Scepter. Currently at 3 gold. And it's got the moving clockwork parts on it. Alright. And then, what, I think there was 100 ectos. They stacked with mine. And then 500 onions. How much is a stack of onions? Stack of onions is almost 6 gold. Onions and ectos. How much does the instrument fusion go for? Instrument fusion? What are we talking about? Hey, Mike, how's your morning going? It's going alright. I'm awake. I am awake. Does /GG work in Mistlock? I don't think so. No. Raids or fractals, it says. It does not work in Mistlock. Someone missed their opportunity to pack the paltry poultry with a single pile of salt and pepper. Yeah, they missed their chance, I guess. Why is onion so expensive? Probably used in some recipes that people use a lot or something like that. Muck is a druid of the claw. How did you in game? Are you NA or EU? I think that was to somebody else. I'm playing on EU right now. NA is my home server. What specs are you going to try in the beta? I don't know which one I'm going to try first. We're going to be playing a lot of Guild Wars 2 from tomorrow onward. So I'm sure we'll get through a lot of them. but I would like to try the Ritualist and the Amalgam and the Evoker the most, I think. Paragon, of course. Paragon looks extremely similar to the already existing Shout Warrior, so I'm sure I'll try it at some point, but it's not, like, got me excited. Antiquarian is the first one you try, obviously. Oh my god. Looks so stupid. Galeshot. Galeshot is just longbow with a longer bow. So, Galeshot is not a new way of playing the game. It's just going to be better numbers. I honestly feel like Ranger got the shaft as far as... that's not an arrow pun, by the way. As far as the new classes go. Because Ranger's the only one that's not getting a new way of playing Guild Wars. So no, I'm not excited for Galeshot at all. I'm sure I'll try it out at some point. But no, I'm not hyped for it. Evoker looks mighty. As a Ranger main, I'm jealous. Yeah. The main thing with Evoker is they've got a lot of traits to be able to provide, like, Alacrity or Quickness as a support, but they don't have any of the other boons. So, like, Prot, Regen, Might, Fury, Stability and Aegis on Demand, stuff like that. So I think during the beta, the support Evoker is going to suck. If they add those other boons in somewhere in the trait line, then it'll be better. Do you prefer the Galeshot treatment for your main or the Reliquary treatment for your main? Oh man, that is a pick your poison. So get a class, getting an elite spec that doesn't offer any new gameplay, or getting an elite spec that looks like a joke and doesn't make any sense in the world. I mean, I don't know. I truly don't know. Because the Antiquary looks like it's going to be functional, and it's going to play and all. It's just that lore-wise, it looks like they just put Bugs Bunny into the Tyria, and it doesn't make any sense. What other trait lines give those boons missing? You can get a boon here or there that's missing from the Evoker from other trait lines, but you can't get all of them. And you can't get the Stability or Aegis on demand. Like, you could do... what is it? Transmute Earth from Staff for the Stability, but it's like you got to swap Staff. You got to be on Staff. You got to swap Earth. You got to click the button to do the Earth aura, and then you got to transmute it. So there's multiple clicks. Whereas like Tempest, they just have a shout that is does Stability. So it's gonna be weird. Did the new Elite come out with new weapons? No. No, they don't. They are made to be used with any weapons. They've got all the other stuff, so there's new trait line, there is new specialization, new traits, new heal skill, new elite, new utilities, new class mechanic, but no trait line. Or sorry, no new weapon. Has there been any info about new legendaries? We know that they're making a new legendary rebreather. And we know that they said that they were doing like 2 or 3 more legendaries, so people... Well, I'm assuming that that's going to be underwater weapons. But I don't know those for certain. That one is a guess. Why does ANET make us new meta events to progress the story? When did they do that? I know in some parts of the story, it encourages you to. Wasn't there a ring also? I think you're right. I think there was a ring. Longyear says, hey, just thinking of getting back to yours 2, which expansion would be your favorite? I have base game, Path of Fire, and Haunt. I mean, I would just play them in order if it were me. So after that would be End of Dragons, which is the final of the big expansions. They went to a different model after End of Dragons. They started making smaller but cheaper expansions. And End of Dragons was the last of the big ones. So if you're just going to get one more after that, I'd probably get EOD. Let's see. Are there anyone doing this right now? 236. Alright, 236 is full. 165. Huh? Oh god dang it. Some random little thing started hitting me. That's the same size queue as the other one. I wonder if that guy's actually on the IP he thinks he's on. Alright, what is the IP for this map? 7-6. Going ogre, can people tag for other lanes? Okay. Alright. Fine. Let's see. Create squad. And so this is 76. So let's do Heart of Thorns, Tangled Depths, advertise. Wait, what is it? Was it Rata Novus? Rata Novus. Rata Novus. Heart of Thorns, Tangled. Rata Novus. 176. Okay. There we go. I've done the thing. Hello there, good evening. Hi, Xor. How do you get those extra skills on your War Claw that are on the right side of your bar? The story. These each come from different parts in the story. Just playing through the story. Invisibility, the ability to eject, you know, so on and so on. There's different masteries that are involved in the story. Like, for example, the making your mountain visible was added in the Drizzlewood Coast update. So, that content up there is what gets you that. Muck, I'm working on my first legendary. I need a way to farm gold. Any suggestions? There's countless ways to get gold in the game. It's just a matter of which one do you want to do. You know, you could just find a map like Dry Top and just run in circles there and farm money for hours on end. You can do it the way I prefer, which is just find a few activities that give a lot of money for a very small amount of time, and just do those each day and let the money pile up. Exclamation mark daily if you want a video on how to do that. You could farm PvP, farm raids, strikes, World v World, fractals. You could just play the auction house, buy low, sell high. But my preferred method, as I said, is just, I've got a routine, which is essentially just a list of things I've found that gives a lot of money for a few seconds of work, and I just do those things each day.
I'd expect this collection of ley line energy to draw out that thing. That ley energy is decaying at a rapid rate. Gather it promptly.
Look, what do you expect from the updated skimmer masteries? We saw in the trailer the skimmer was like shooting lasers or something. So I'm anticipating it's going to have some really weak attack, kind of like the Skyscale's breath attack. Beyond that, I don't know. The skimmer already has masteries that make it go underwater. For those that, you know, don't already have that, you can do that. Maybe it'll offer a new way of getting the underwater skimmer. Or they might leave that as a standalone thing, I'm not sure. What is going on? There you go. I was 100% living in the belief the beta starts today. Nope. In one of the trailers, the skimmer was doing multiple barrel rolls consecutively. Oh, and currently, if you do a barrel roll, you dismount. What's the best way to make money by fishing? Fishing is an activity that I don't really enjoy in Guild Wars 2, so I don't know a lot about it. I know the, what is it? The whale vomit item? I know that's the most expensive one, so I would imagine it's something to do with fishing those up and selling them. The amber, what is it, ambergris? I had to think of the name.
Immense target on the field.
Does Guild Wars 2 have real money trading, or is it not allowed? Okay, so going through, like, other channels is absolutely not allowed. There is a system where you could, like, for example, you could buy gems in-game using real money, and then turn those gems into gold. It is a very inefficient transaction, but it is allowed. And the player base, for the most part, doesn't really care that it's there because you can't use gold to buy in-game gear. So it's not pay to win. It's like pay to cosmetic. You can use the you can spend that money, you know, turn it into gold, and then buy, like, you know, things to make you beautiful if you want, stuff like that. But that is, I guess, the official real money trading thing. If you do transactions outside of that, it's absolutely against their TOS. They would ban you if they caught you. E-specs are pay to win. E-specs are... No, that's stupid. No. That's like a StarCraft player that didn't buy the StarCraft expansion that added lurkers, and then they're like, oh, Brood Wars pay to win. It's like, what? No, you just didn't buy the expansions. You don't have a feature of the expansion. Are the patch notes today or tomorrow? I do not know. If there are any today, we'll go over them. Dude, this golem sounds like a fax machine or something. That's the one down. I don't know what fax you use in NA. Well, I haven't seen fax in a long time. Is that all of them? I guess that was the last one. Alright, now we fight the wall. Okay. What build are you playing in open world in your Untamed? Quickness, power, DPS, Untamed. Lots and lots of boons and buffs around it, and respectable amount of damage. Muck, what is the most unorthodox Reaper build you ever saw in game? Reaper is so straightforward, I haven't seen that many variations of Reaper. I would say most Reapers I see are Power Reaper, and then a small percentage of Reapers I see are Condi Reaper. That's it. Muck, do you know if this beta is PvE only? I have not heard of that limitation. The previous class betas that they did, it did allow you to use the stuff in PvP. And honestly, I think they got a lot of valuable information from that, a lot of valuable feedback, so I had not heard that this one would be PvE only, no. The beta, what is open to us with the new specs? Okay, so last time they had a beta...
Peasant ads be gone. Mukluk knife.
Mukluk knife. The last time they had a beta, what would happen is the day that the beta would start, it would take like a snapshot of your account, and you would get 3 beta slots on your character creation screen. You would use one of those slots to create a beta character, and the beta character could access the new classes. and the beta character had access to a copy of your bank. So, like, if you had your Ascended gear in the bank, you could grab your Ascended gear on the beta character and put it on. If you have Legendary gear, you've got the Legendary armor, you don't have to worry about that. So, but for people that are not in Legendary gear, it might be worth it to put your equipment in the bank the day before the beta starts, so that your beta characters have access to a copy of it. And then you're able to take them anywhere. I did raids with beta characters, I did fractals, strikes, PvP with beta characters, and keep in mind that any loot you get on them will not stay. Anything that those characters loot is, you know, going to the void. You know, it doesn't actually go to your thing. But yeah, it is a week of, you know, imbalance, you know, because some of the beta characters are going to be terrible, and some of them will be amazing and overpowered, and some of them will be somewhere in between. So the point of that period of time is to try things out, figure out what's good, what's bad, and give them feedback so that they can hopefully make changes. Hey Muk, returning player, have been having a blast recently, but the only expansions I have are Hot, POF, and Living World except 3. Which expansion do you recommend in terms of story? If you've played Hot and POF, then End of Dragons is literally the end of the dragon cycle. So, like, the base game plus Hot, POF, and End of Dragons makes up, like, imagine, like, a book collection, and End of Dragons is the last book. So in terms of story, based on what you've already played, get EOD, because that's the finale of what you've played. Does the beta copy include the gem store? Like, could I try out the piano? I don't think your beta characters... You're asking if they've got, like, a different snapshot of gems or something? Not that I know of. Books? Yeah, books. Let's see. They will make them OP so that folks buy the expansion. I rest my case. I mean... Okay, hold on. So someone's saying that they make elite specs OP so that people buy the expansion. I rest my case. I mean... I disagree with that. I feel like that's more of a side effect than a cause. I think let's imagine they make them terrible. Why would anyone who wants new specs buy the expansion if the new specs are bad, right? Of course they're going to try to make them good. Not like busted, overpowered, but good. They want to make them interesting. They want people to want to purchase the expansion. That's why they show off the new elite specs and new skimmer, things like that, as new features, because that's the selling point. I think that's completely normal. Because, I mean, like, with that logic, I could go back to any game that's ever had an expansion and say, oh, they added a new OP thing in this expansion just to make me buy the expansion. Like, I could throw that reasoning at literally any game that, you know, that had X-Packs in the past. New class beta means new elite specs, right? Yeah. I just TLDR'd the title. Yeah. Like the Ritualist, the Paragon, the Antiquary, stuff like that. WoW likes to give you something but takes everything away. Yo, yeah, WoW, every time they raise the level cap, all your old gear basically goes out of date and you're wearing rags. Oblivion didn't add overpowered horse armor as a DLC? Oh my god. Oh, that Oblivion horse armor. We're still suffering from that today. Destiny does that as well. I haven't played Destiny, so I can't speak on that. What new elite spec are you excited for and why? Ritualist, Amalgam, Evoker, I think looked fun. You've earned 1,000 hours for your Legion artifacts. Blizzard disables all artifacts next X-Pack. Yup. Yep. Liquid Terminator is the best new elite spec. Yeah, that one, I mean, it looks Very straightforward, but it looks like it'll be fun just because of all of the different options. Heard it here first, folks. Muck's changing to Ellie main. Okay, so right now, Galeshot doesn't interest me at all. Ranger's missing out on this expansion. They're not getting a new way to play the game. Evoker looks fun. Support Evoker specifically, with the Water Otter. That looks fun. The main concern right now is the boons. It does not have a way of like giving its group stability and Aegis on demand and also providing all the other boons that a healer usually provides. So, as a support enjoyer, I do like the look of Evoker. Ritualist looks kind of good. I don't know if it's going to scratch the same itch as Ritualist in Guild Wars 1, but Rit does look good. I want to try it. And then there's the others, like Paragon looks really similar to the already existing Shout Warrior. So I'm sure I'll try it out at some point, but it's not at the top of my list for what I'm interested in. Can't believe Muck is excited for an Ellie spec. I can't wait to have 10k HP. I saw someone's post saying they won't pre-purchase the X-Pack because ANET will bait and switch us. His words to make core mechanics better. His words make no sense, but okay. What? You're like, here's a quote that makes no sense. His words, his words. I was like, okay, why did you even share this? Just add a little animal friends for Ellie. That's all you need. Yeah, we'll see. Because chat. Yeah, I guess. Is Janthier and Soto and Visions, I guess, standalone expansion stories? Kinda. So they're tried to make them in such a way that if you were new to Guild Wars 2, you could just join in at that expansion and it would kind of make sense. But of course you're missing context if you do that. Like, Soto was all about fighting demons. Then Janthier was, we went to the Janthier Wilds area, and we're like, hey, we want to warn you guys, there's a demon problem. And they're like, oh, we already killed the demon, scrawny little mother muckers, we snapped their necks. But we got Titans, and we're like, what? And then we were like, okay, I guess we're fighting Titans. So, you know, there was like a loose connection between them, and there were NPCs that we met in Soto that were also there in Janthier. And then it looks like some of them are going to be in Visions as well. So, obviously the story makes more sense if you play them in order, but if you want to just dive into Soto or Janthier, you could. Since you're from America, wouldn't it be more convenient to stream later during the day when people are home? No complaints for me though, since I'm in Europe. Ink or Ellie, I stream currently 55 hours a week. I stream every single evening, 7 days a week. I haven't missed a day in, well, there's a counter in the stream title. 2,643 days. And then on weekdays, I stream in the morning as well. When I am streaming in the morning for me, I play on the EU servers because you guys, there's more of you guys home from work, and the servers are livelier. When I am streaming in the evening for me, I play on the NA servers because there's more people that are, you know, home from work in my regions. So, yeah, I bounce between the two. I don't think they realize you're going to be streaming through NA primetime. Well, I mean, they probably just don't know me as well, so that's why I'm going through the whole thing. I'm no stranger to missing context. I remember going through Hot and POF without the Living World stories. I was confused. Oh, yeah. I remember going into, what is it? Heart of Thorns? And like my character screaming about Kaith stealing my eggs, and I was so confused. I was like, I can just go to the store to get more eggs. Why am I so mad about this? But yeah, I remember. Don't you go on vacation? Like I just said, I streamed 2,643 days in a row without taking a break, so... Which is, what was that, 7.2 years? So yeah. I like my job so much, I have not felt the need in 7 years to take a vacation or even a Saturday. Like vacation, sick day, weekend, I don't do any of that. What would you do if you miss a day? Start the streak over? Probably. I mean, I don't know if I could get, I mean, because of, you know, human lifespan, I don't know if I could get back up to the same streak. Like, the thing is, I'm well aware of the fact that life happens, right? Like, let's say I have a internet outage, and they're like, oh, it's gonna take a day to fix. Boom. Streak might be over right then, you guys, you know? So, it can happen. And if that happens, that would suck, but yeah, alright. You're gonna live another 7 years, I say? Yeah, but I could never make up for, like, the lost time. The closest thing to a vacation is actually in just over a week. We're going on a trip for the first time since I started it. And we're going to the Seattle community event for Guild Wars 2. Just to take it from the top, for those that don't know about it, I think I have a tab open over here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. In Seattle, apparently each year they do a Guild Wars 2 community meetup. And I've wanted to go to this, but I live at the other end of the country, so it's an expensive trip for me. But we saved up, and we're going this year. So on August 29th, in 10 days, I will be at that event in Seattle and saying hi to folks. I might never be able to go again, because it's a costly trip. But I will be there in 10 days. And then I do like a friggin' 10-minute stream from a phone in the hotel room just to keep the streak going. And then the next day I'm going to go to PAX West, which I've never been to a con before, so hopefully that'll be fun. And yeah, and then the next day I'll be home. So yeah, on those days I'll be doing a very short like hotel room stream just to keep the streak going and talk about the trip so far. Does EU also have something similar to the Guild Wars 2 meetup? I don't know. I know you guys have cons that we don't have over here in NA. Like Gamescom is going on like right now. I can't go to that because it's like on the other side of the planet for me. Muck, are you going to stream while traveling? How are you going to stream while traveling? Same way I streamed that day that our power was out in our house, and I just did it from a phone. As long as like there's decent Wi-Fi in the hotel, I could just stream for a few minutes from a phone. What's your favorite area in game to waste time and wander around in? Mistlock Sanctuary.
Nuclear war won't stop Muck from streaming.
I mean, it might. Just stream on the plane with the Wi-Fi, easy streak maintain. I'm trying to sleep on the plane, man. Dude, thing is, like, I would have preferred to go out there and, like, yeah, because, like, travel out there, rest, and then the next day go to the thing. But every day out there is so expensive. Like, yo, if y'all live in Seattle, like, freaking hell, man. Oh, my God. So it's like the trip for me, my wife, and my kids, so 3 of us, going out there for fly out, fly back, and 2 nights in a hotel, so we're there for not even 3 full days, is like $3,500. And then that's with PAX tickets, but that's not with the Guild Wars 2 tickets or food. So it's like I would have preferred to have made it like a 4-day trip, so I wasn't like awake for 24 hours on the first day. But it's just too damn expensive, friggin' Seattle. So it's gonna be very tiring. It's like on the first day, I'm gonna be getting up at like 5 a.m., go to the airport, sleep on the plane, and then for me, it's gonna feel like the Guild Wars 2 event is gonna start at like 10 p.m. because of like jet lag, but it's gonna be starting at like 7 p.m. I think, and then we're gonna go to that. So I'm gonna be dead tired on the first day. Real question is, how have you avoided mandatory side quests like weddings and birthdays for 7 years? Who said I've avoided that? Like, okay, so let me give you an example, Pika. Christmas morning. I don't stream Christmas morning. We got presents to open. I just stream late that night when everybody's gone to bed. Halloween night, we go trick-or-treating. I usually stream in the morning on Halloween. I just don't stream in the evening on that day, right? I sometimes shift the schedule around to accommodate seeing family and stuff like that. You know, Thanksgiving, whatever time the family's doing Thanksgiving, I stream at a different time that day. You know, and I just ping the Discord and let them know what I'm doing. So, yeah, I mean, I shift things around. But, Where is Chip? Chip is currently in the other room. Actually, I took a friend of mine that, a guy who used to be a coworker of mine. I took he and his family out to lunch as a thank you to them the other day because they are going to be coming over on... I gave him a house key. They're going to be coming over and taking care of His Majesty Lord Chip on the days that we're gone. So he might be lonely for like 2 days, but he won't have to go to, you know, like a kennel or anything like that. So he's covered. He's covered. I pray you and your family avoids convention sickness. Oh, yeah, I also pray I avoid convention sickness.
Are you gonna tell them how Chip reacted to
Oh, God. Okay, so my friend that's watching Chip, his name is Chris, you guys. He is huge. He looks like a Norn IRL, okay? He's a big fella. And he comes over, and he was wearing some cologne. And it wasn't anything that bothered me, but I was aware of it, you know? And he comes over, and he's got cats, so he knows cats. And I'm like, all right, so here's where we keep his food. Here's where we keep his litter box. Here's bags to the litter. In case there's a mess, here's our cleaning cart, stuff like that. And Chip walks over. I'm like, hey, do you want to do the hand thing? Let him sniff your hand and, you know, so he can get to know you. And he's like, yeah, sure. And he kneels down, and Chip walks up and sniffs his hand, and is like, and he turns and runs. We've never seen him do this. And he runs to the staircase, runs upstairs, runs to the farthest possible end of the house, which from where we were was Gabe's room, and he starts pawing at the door. Row, row, row. And I'm like, what? Like, what? He's never done this. You know, like, usually if company comes over and he's feeling shy, he'll just hide under the, you know, hide somewhere, you know, under the sofa, behind a curtain, stuff like that. He's like, no, I don't want to deal with people right now. He's never run screaming before. And I look at Chris and I was like, you think he hates your cologne? And he's like, I won't wear cologne when I come over. And I was like, oh, that was something. Okay. Maybe his cats. Maybe he has 3 cats, so maybe Chip smelled his cats on him. But it was he was just running and screaming. I was like, what the hell? Someone in map chat said, "Hey Mukluk." Hey Lord. You could just have a Chip cam 24/7 while you're gone. I mean, where would we point it to? Like, he often leaves this throne empty, so. And it's the opposite of cologne that cats love. I think it's called obsession. I just need catnip. Just wear catnip. Am I allowed to ask the income for Guild Wars 2 streamer? I don't know what's needed to be livable. What's up, Ink? If I wasn't married, I would have no problem answering that question. My happy wife, happy life, she doesn't want me sharing exact numbers. I don't care. But to keep my wife happy, I will answer your question in a vague way. I have me, my wife, and my kid that I support. When I started doing this, it was as a hobby. I wasn't making any money for a long time. Then I started making very small amounts of money, and then I started making enough to live on. Currently, I support myself and my wife and my son. So I'm supporting 3 people. I also, I'm Noxxi, my editor, I'm Noxxi's biggest client. So Noxxi gets a lot of their income from me. So I'm supporting, my household of 3 people and providing a lot of work for another person. To do that, I stream a lot. I get part of my income from Twitch, from streaming. I get part of my income from YouTube, from both streaming and also from the videos that I make. I get part of my income from Patreon. Shout out to the patrons. Literally would not be able to afford my editor without this. If it wasn't for the patrons, I would make way less videos, and I would be streaming less because I would need to maybe stop morning streams to make videos if I didn't have the Patreon, which allows me to hire the editor. So patrons are a good chunk of my income. And then occasionally, when I'm lucky, sponsored stuff. A sponsored, like one good sponsored stream can make me the same amount of money as a month of YouTube. a month of YouTube, okay? So, like, if you ever see me and I'm doing, like, a 2-hour sponsored stream for something, like, that's getting the bag, right? Now, I do try to be picky about it. Like, if Fortnite's interested, I'm just like, I'm really not interested in Fortnite. I'm sorry. I like money, but I really don't want to do that. So I do have stuff that I'll say no to. But, like, recently we did a sponsored stream for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Freaking loved it. To the point that we ended up playing, like, the whole, like, 100-hour-long game on stream after doing the 2-hour sponsored bit. But yeah, so Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, occasional sponsorships. Some months I'll have 0 sponsorships, some months I'll have 3. But those 4 things are where most of my income comes from. There's a little bit more, like, occasionally someone will buy merch, the plushies, you guys remember the plushies? Like, I got, like, that was a one-time check, but I got a chunk of income from that, because that was really successful. The, what else? Referral links. If you guys buy, like, your Steam games using my Nexus referral link, that helps out. Things like that. So, I would say, as a content creator, you really, I would say most content creators really do not get all their income from just one thing. Now, there are, like, some really big ones, right? Like, if you've got, like, someone like Asmongold, whose channel is so freaking large, he could just do Twitch or just do YouTube, and he'd be set for life. I mean, he's already set for life, but you know what I mean. The point is, like, if you're not at that level, you're going to be getting your stuff from a lot of different revenue streams. Let's see. Put a GoPro on Chip. Chip is not even used to having a collar. I'm pretty sure if you put a GoPro on him, he would, like, go crazy trying to tear it off. He's a nudist. He's very used to... He has a chip, but he's very used to running around in the buff. You gotta kind of spread around to make a little income various places. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, in terms of Twitch, like the platform, I'm in the top 1%. But there is a massive difference in people that are in the top 1% and people that are in the top 0.1%, right? Like, the 0.1%, they could all retire tomorrow. They're all, like, multi-millionaires or more, okay? And then me, I'm paying the bills, and I'm very happy. I mean, I wouldn't stream 7 years in a row without missing a single day if I wasn't happy. And putting a bit in savings each month, But nothing, not a millionaire. Nothing like that. Chip has a chip? Yes, Chip has a chip. Whether you can make enough to live off of would also heavily depend on cost of living where you're at. True. I live in Georgia, the state, not the country. And I would say cost of living is definitely, I mean, like everywhere, it's been going up. But right now, we're okay. Right now, we're okay. What if Tim Epic paid a year's worth in Minimux college expenses for you to play Fortnite for a week? Alright, look. I have a limit. Like, there's a line. I don't know where the line is, but it exists. You're asking me if they offered me a year's worth of income to play 1 week of Fortnite if I would do it? Yes. Yes, I would. So, but would I do a 2-hour stream of Fortnite at the normal rate? No, I would not. So somewhere between my normal rate and a year's worth of income, there's a line. And I don't know where that line is. But, yeah, a year's worth is past the line. I can be bought for that amount.
Make it count.
Admuck, X4, just use your referral link for Ultimate Expansion. X4, thank you. Appreciate that. Sorry, chat is bumping right now. I'm trying to keep up with everything. Did they pay streamers to the WoW Plunderstorm event? Yes. Yeah, so that was a sponsored event. Now, here's the thing with that. The WoW Plunderstorm thing, what they did is everyone who was involved essentially got paid for a 2-hour sponsored stream. However, I also wanted to give it an honest attempt at winning. So what I did was I ended up playing Plunderstorm with Fairlight for the whole week leading up to it to practice, to try to improve our chances of winning, and then did the event. So like they paid me for like a 2-hour sponsored thing, and then I ended up streaming it for like a week straight. So they got a lot out of me for that. But yeah, I was making an honest attempt to win it. I didn't. I ended up kind of in the middle. Like out of 30 teams, I placed like 15th or something. But you know, no regrets. You know, if I had not tried, I would have absolutely regretted it because the prizes were really, really good. Unfortunately, I didn't make the cut for them. Are sponsorships negotiated, or do you just take it or leave it? That's a great question. It depends on who you're working with. Because some companies might be like, hey, do you want to do this? And then you start trying to play hardball, and they're like, oh, never mind. You know? And I will say, when I was trying to get sponsored stuff on my own, I got way less than I do now because I didn't know how to talk the talk with these people, right? I did not know how to go about doing this stuff. Now that I'm working with an agency, so I'm working with an agency called SideQuest. SideQuest constantly goes out and tries to get me sponsorships, and if they get me one, they get a small cut of it. But even though they get a cut of it, they have gotten me so much more work than I used to get that I'm making way more from that revenue source than I used to because I just couldn't find that much work before. So sometimes they'll be like, hey, we got you this, and I can be like, I'm not interested in doing that because I don't want to play that game. You know, maybe it's got like really predatory microtransactions, and I'm just morally against that. Or maybe it's just like, I'm interested, but I can't do it on that day. Is a different day okay? And they might be like, no, they're only interested in this day, you know? And sometimes it will be, I'm interested, but that's a little low. Would they be willing to negotiate the rate? And SideQuest just will go back and forth. They'll just go back and forth and, you know, try to get me like the best possible deal, because remember, they get a cut, so it benefits them to try to get me the best possible rate that they think that they can get me. Oh no, someone spawned the dude on the chest. Boo. Oh my gosh, ban that guy. I bet it was a Mesmer. Ban them. No raid sponsorships. Real talk, I did like 3 or 4 Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships early on in streaming. Like, they were one of the first companies that'll come work, you know, like them, NordVPN, MeUndies, what is that, the Dollar Shave Club, like those ones, yo, those ones will work with you before anybody else will. Like, they spread a very wide net. And I'll be honest, I was legitimately hooked on Raid for like a couple years. Like, I was playing it as second monitor content. But I haven't played that in a long time at this point. How do you navigate that? Day by day. Do you still play it or no? No, I haven't recently. I haven't played it in a long time. Like for real, I enjoyed playing Raid, but I never spent money in the in-game store. If you have gambling addictions, do not go near that game with a 10-foot pole. If you can completely ignore the store and just play the rest of the game for what it is, I found it to be a fun game. It's not for everyone. That's it. Top 3 most important things to buy off the gem store. I've got a video on that. There you go. That is my thoughts on the gem store if you want them. Let's see. Hey there, came back to the game after 3 years break, and I have come to the sad realization Hammer Catalyst is gone. It's gone? Where'd it go? I didn't know it was gone. But yeah, as far as how do you navigate that, like, okay, I am pretty sure that if you have a Twitch or a YouTube channel, and you pass a certain threshold, they probably have bots or something, right? Like, let's say your YouTube channel passes 50,000 subscribers. All of a sudden, you are on a mailing list. You start getting so much spam for, do you want to do this sponsored thing? And I will be honest with you guys, 95% of the mails are terrible. They will be like, you know, hey, do you want to do this work for us for free? Or do you want to do 12 hours of work for 20 bucks? You know, or, hey, do you want to play this game that's like a mobile game from China where you collect cards of jiggly waifus? And it's like, I can't play this on Twitch. You know, and it's just like, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. And then occasionally, you know, there will be like a diamond in the rough, right? However, it's also, you'll get exposure. I mean, I'll be displaying exposure. There's also a thing for young streamers to not realize is you can reach out to companies. Like, let's say I have a really good idea. Like, okay, I just recently played Warhammer Rogue Trader. Let's say I've got a really good idea for a Rogue Trader video. I could go to, like, Warhammer Rogue Trader that was made by Owlcat. I could find out who their head of, what is it called? Like, their social media person is. Find them on, like, LinkedIn or Blue Sky or Twitter, doesn't matter where, and then send them a DM. Be like, hey, I'm a content creator. This is my channel. I'm interested. I've got a really good idea for something that I'm really passionate about of doing a video that would promote your guys' product. This is like the baseline. Would you guys be interested in sponsoring this? Like, I would say a lot of younger content creators don't realize they can do that. So, like, especially if you're gonna make the video anyway, you might be able to get, like, a nice paycheck while you're doing it. So, like, that is an option. Now, I don't have to do stuff like that anymore, because SideQuest is literally doing that for me on a constant basis now. Muck, can you contact your guy at ArenaNet and ask him to fix underwater mech? You think I have a guy at ArenaNet? I've been joking about the underwater mech thing for years. Yes, I want them to do that. But, yeah. Yeah.
Thanks to @Overthought Gaming for my sub gift. Good morning, Matigo Matigo Cafe. One more day until I get to play my troubadour.
What's up, Maddie? Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. What's wrong with underwater mech? It doesn't exist. When a mechanist goes underwater, their mech disappears. That's the problem. Hey, Muck, I just got a festive infusion from the cactus-looking guy in the desert. Can I use it before selling it? Yes. Infusions do not bind to you, with rare exception. So, festive infusion, or confetti infusion, or whatever it's called, is tradable after equipping it. Underwater mech can bug and it works. The mech skills even work underwater, just does not attack. Yeah. You want your mech to become a nuclear submarine? Honestly, I think it would be... I've joked before that it would be awesome for the mech to transform into a little sub underwater. And if it has the gun trait, then it has torpedo tubes. If it has the sword trait, then it has like a big like swordfish thing on the front. And if it has the punchy arms trait, it just has one big jacked arm. Like Trogdor. Like the flesh golem, when you go underwater, it transforms from the, like, bipedal thing to a undead shark. Fortunately, underwater mech has never really been addressed. Is there any item in game that you want and you do not own? No, I've already beaten Guild Wars. I'm here for the love of the game. Good day, y'all. Just started playing the game again last night. Played in 2023, got a ranger to 80. We got distracted by WoW. I'm similar. I played the game back when it came out so many years ago, and got max level, got bored, and then went off and did WoW stuff for a long time. Let's see if anyone's doing this right now. Do you ever watch your past streams? I mean, I've got thousands of them. So I would say if I'm looking for something, it's like, okay, let's say I streamed something last night, and let's say I told like a really funny story at some point, and it was received well. I might go back through last night's stream to find that moment, and then like cut it out to use that for a video. But like, do I just go back and watch them like extendedly? No. Is that Luffy? Wow. His name is Whey Protein, the Golden Child. Neighbors are mowing. What does Deathbrand to Shatter or drop? Small chance of the crystal infusion. Gear 4 Luffy. What about watching back the hum and I'll leave that to Noxxi. Gamescom is gonna have some new WoW stuff today. I'm sure it'll be on the internet soon after. Hey, Mongo. Hey, Shark. I think for mech, they should have given you like 3 options for pets. Underwater mech would mostly be like a Jade Shark. I prefer Guild Wars over WoW personally, since WoW feels like a repetitive gear grind, where Guild Wars feels like you make your entire account better in small but meaningful ways. Yeah, WoW, I don't know if I could go back to WoW. I did play WoW, and I enjoyed the hell out of it for like almost a decade. But yeah, I don't know if I could go back to it at this point after having done so much Guild Wars 2. Like, Guild Wars 2 just respects your time so much. What about Classic WoW? I'll be honest, when... okay, for those who don't know about it, there was a guild called Only Fangs that was a bunch of content creators, including some really big ones, that were playing World of Warcraft on the hardcore classic servers. So, Mighty Teapot was in it too. But so if your character died, it was deleted.
Mukluk Bobble.
So, I'll be honest, that tempted me. But that was the first time I had felt the temptation to play WoW in, like, 10 years. I would absolutely go do that until I died. If I were interested in that. Pirate Software. Now, I'm just talking about the event itself. I'm not talking about individuals. I'm just talking about the event itself. It looked like fun. Like getting to collab with all those people. And also, guys, I have got a guilty habit, all right? I'm going to admit to this right now. I sometimes see those compilations on YouTube of people dying and losing their hardcore characters, and I watch them, and I think, I wouldn't have died there. I'm built different. I wouldn't have been in that situation. Like, I watch these videos, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's bad. I wouldn't have died there.
Get your tails in action. Move!
I tried Classic WoW for a bit. It's how I got back into retail WoW for a while. Old static Classic WoW combat felt mind-numbing. Yeah. Yep. You surely wouldn't be in Pirate Dude situation. No. I don't want to go into that too much. It's like... Yeah, I don't want to go into that too much. I watched your first Guild Wars 2 stream on YouTube from 7 years ago. It was so fun to see the progression. Oh my god! The forbidden text! You're not allowed to watch that. Don't go watch my old videos. What are you doing? Is Ranger Mace's main hand good for power, DPS, and heal? It does. So the Maces do less power DPS than many other power options, but they offer a ton of utility and boons, so I make that trade knowing that.
Hello Muck. Are you going to be streaming more GW2 with the beaters?
The beaters? What is this, Hogwarts? Yeah, we're gonna play some Quidditch. The beaters. Yes, I will. From so this week we got Guild Wars Tuesday, we got Guild Wars 2 Wednesday, we got Guild Wars 2 Thursday, Guild Wars 2 Friday, and my birthday, Guild Wars 2 Saturday. Yes. And we got a lot of giveaways on Saturday as well. Ranger has a trait that puts weapons up in 5 seconds. No, they don't. They do not. 24-hour stream for your birthday. Maybe 12 to 14. Hey, what class would you recommend for new player? A chill class. Warrior, Guardian, Ranger, Necro. Any of those are pretty chill, depending on how, if you play it as such. Twitch dropped during beta. Yep, Twitch dropped during the beta, and Twitch dropped during the birthday. Twatter Day, yes. 168-hour stream for birth week. I would die. I can't do that. Just in case I can't be there Saturday after birthday. Thank you. Warrior's the best because you could say, see that dragon, I want to headbutt it. Mark, did you watch the final teaser stream for the beta on Friday? Do you mean the one that had Teapot and Snebzor in it? If you mean that stream, I skimmed it. I skimmed it, and there was a lot of like dead air where they were trying to think of something to say. Thank you, Bjorn. What's your class? I'm on my Ranger right now. Ranger's my main. Hey, I saw the Ceres challenge mode video. Congrats. Have you ever been interested in HTCM ever since? No, I haven't really. I did the Ceres one because I felt kind of pressured to. I haven't even gone back to Ceres CM since that one time either. I learned how to do it, I did it, and then I made a video, and then my brain just dumped the information. Should I count the days I'm asking for Sword Berserker in your or my time zone? Oh my god, Tavi, shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Karamic, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Welcome. Do you still play structured PvP? Just, like, recently, we did some matches, right here. Poosh. August 5th, so it's like 2 weeks ago. We did a whole bunch one day for the push beta. And, structured PvP has a lot of issues. I love structured PvP, alright? I have got 5,856 games played over the last 10 years. I do love the game mode. I do also think it's in its worst form that it's ever been right now. Like, two things can be true. So, typically, I play it for a bit. You know, maybe I get, like, stun-locked 5,000 times. Maybe someone one-shots me. You know, just something that just shows me, like, crazy imbalance. And I'm just like, alright, I'm good for another month. It's kind of like an FPS now. Yeah, and it didn't used to be that way. But, so, like, I do love the game mode. But I think right now it's in its worst version. Adwin J says, Mike, ever thought of going back to WoW for a short time as a new player and giving an opinion on if it's still worth it to play? I have not really thought of doing that, nope. Is there still one-shot thief shenanigans in the game, or has that been fixed? I think it depends on your build. If you're going into PvP as, like, you know, Berserker stats, you know, full glass cannon, there's absolutely some classes that can just pop you. The issue with competitive modes is how boons work. Push will do nothing to solve this. Yeah. What two classes do you feel are least represented in PvP in World v World? I don't think there is any classes that have a really low representation, but you could say elite specs, right? Like, there might be plenty of rangers, but maybe there's not a lot of druids or something. I don't know. You know, like, you could do something like that. Because of the 9 base classes, I don't think there's any of them that I rarely see when I go into those game modes. But as far as the 27 elite specs, there might be some I rarely see.
Of all the gigs this golem has had, this one is the very worst.
Did you see the bug where Galeshot could yeet itself half across the map if it was reflected? I heard about it. I haven't seen it. Mike, which will be the first elite you try? Maybe Galeshot to get it out of the way, just to be done with it. Because people are going to keep asking me about it. But the ones I'm most looking forward to are probably Ritualist or Evoker or Amalgam. I did mean that stream. I didn't catch all of it, but I caught a bit in the middle, including the Galeshot yeet yourself in the sun bug. And when they talked about what they were willing to look at redoing was good to hear. What spec are you going to play VOE on, and why is this Scriptmancer? It's definitely not that. That's in the bottom too. How does the beta work? So, when the beta starts, they will take a snapshot of everything in your bank, and your beta character will have access to a beta bank, which is not connected to your normal bank. So, if on your beta character, you spend all the money that was in your bank, your normal character, that money is not gone. But anything the beta character obtains, even if you get a rare infusion, will be deleted after the thing. Like the beta character, just imagine it's like in a separate parallel universe. The beta character is, you'll get like a new character slot, and it's Moon Knight. Moon Knight just ran up to me and said random bullshit go and just started throwing stuff. Amazing. That's fantastic. Let's see. Okay, so you'll get new character creation slots, and with those slots you can make a beta character, and the beta character will be max level and have some max level random gear, I don't know what, and then you will be able to make that character be any of the new elite specs, right? So like if you make a ranger, it can be a Galeshot. If you make a revenant, it can be a conduit, stuff like that. And the beta characters are deleted at the end of the beta thing, and then they take people's feedback. So that's basically it. And again, anything you obtain while playing the beta character does not affect your real account. When you're on that character, you're on like a test character. It doesn't get to keep anything. What about cooldowns? If I raid there, do I get normal raid gear if I raid again? I would imagine that it wouldn't be attached to that. Isn't there a bug where the beta characters end up queuing with regular people at season PvP? That's not a bug. That's on purpose so that they can gather data. I don't believe that's a bug. Like, you will see the beta characters in Fractals, in Strikes, in Raids, in PvP, in World v World. They will be in all game modes for a couple of days, and then when the beta ends, they'll be gone again. But the whole, like, if you really don't want to play with the beta characters, you have been warned. But the whole point is to see them in all game modes. So you could see, what's some examples from when the last set of weapons came out? I remember Thief Axes were really hard to land hits on people in PvP because of how their skill shot thing worked. And they made some adjustments to it and sped up the animation. And then Rev Spear was terrible everywhere. And then they buffed the hell out of it, probably too much. It's probably too strong now. Everyone can play it. Everyone who has an account in good standing, meaning like you don't have, you haven't been getting in trouble on your account, you can play in the beta. No extra download. Correct. Like, there might be a tiny little patch download, but it's not going to be like a separate client. Like, literally, when it starts, you will get 3 new character slots over here that say beta on them. And if you make anything there, it will have access to, like, if you make a ranger there, it will be a Galeshot. If you make a engineer there, it will be an amalgam, etc. And then you log in, you play it, and just remember, anything you obtain with that character, you won't get to keep. It has led to some funny things, though. I told you that it gets a snapshot of your bank, right? So you log in, and let's say you're like, oh, let's say you have 1,000 gold. So you have 1,000 gold on your real character, and you have 1,000 beta gold. You can take that 1,000 beta gold and go, like, gambling with it and gather a lot of data. So you can just go gamble 1,000 gold on that character and be like, oh, right now I'm winning, 2.5% of the time. And then you can add that to the wiki to make their data even more accurate. So there's a few interesting things like that you can do. Never heard of an MMO beta or test realm being done like this. It's very interesting. Yeah, I agree with you. As I came from World of Warcraft before this MMO, and over there they've got the PTR, or the public test realm, where they just have like a separate server, and if you're on that server, it's like a patch ahead and it's buggy. This one, they have a smaller team, and the game is always online. They never take the game down for like patch days. So this is how they do it. Beta characters can't interact with the TP. I believe that is correct. Because if you use your beta gold to buy something from another player, they would, yeah, that would not be intended. Now, one thing to remember is, let's say you're someone that does not have legendary armor. It might be worth it to you to take your best equipment and put it in the bank before the beta starts. So when it takes the snapshot of your bank, it has all your best gear in it. So you could grab that best gear while you're on the beta characters if you wish to. Can I post the clip of Moon Knight? Yeah, sure. Mike, did you see the Silk Song news? No. Is it coming in 2035? Does the beta characters use the gold you have in their wallet? They have a copy of your wallet. While you're on your beta character, you could spend all the money you have, and when you go back to your normal characters, that money will still be there. Because it's just a beta copy. Does the snapshot occur when the beta starts or when the beta character is created? When it starts. So if you don't have the stuff in your bank before the beta starts, it's too late. The snapshot's already made. What is this? Team Cherry. The countdown is on. Join us in 48 hours for a special announcement about Hollow Knight Silk Song. Imagine if they're like... Imagine they get in there and they're like, it's canceled. That's fantastic. You tease too much. We don't want it anymore. Is it the game's cancellation? Imagine they cancel it. Dude, yeah, they've been working on it for so long. Hold on. How long since Hollow Knight Silk Song first announced? 6 years and 6 months. It has been 6 years, 6.5 years since they first announced they were working on Silk Song. Is it just one guy? What are some good and easy ways to get hero points on ults to unlock elite specializations? Alright, my #1 tip for gaining hero points. Alright, pay attention, class. Alright, hit H, go to achievements. Hit the little cog here, add mastery point filter, and then whatever one you want. Let's say Heart of Thorns. Boop. Alright, here's a list of everything in the game that gives a Heart of Thorns mastery point that you have not done. Take your pick. Alright, that's #1 thing for mastery points. Hero points. Oh, you want hero points. Alright, apologies. Okay, hang on a sec. So hero points, there is... What is that keyword? Hold on, I'm trying to remember something. Give me a second here. Give me a sec. What is the... Is it insight? Oh, wow, I cannot type. No. That's for World v. World. Hold on, there's something else I'm looking for.
My goodness, what an honor. Baiting the Shatterer is an undreamed of privilege.
There's something I was looking for, and I cannot remember where it is. Hero points. Yeah. I know. Hero points are, there's not any in Dragon's Stand. They're like these things, right? So, one thing you can do, there was a tip I was looking for, but it requires a keyword, and I can't remember what it is right now, so we'll just forget about that for now. There is the hero point trains, as some people have already mentioned. You could join a group of people that need hero points on new characters, and they basically just go through the world, and they just hit every single hero point together. This is especially popular in Heart of Thorns, where the hero points are a bit tougher than other expansions. So, some folks will, go through there together to get those. The hero points, I find that are really easy are the ones that you can just walk up to and, just channel the thing and move on. However, there are some, like, the Balthazar one has a reputation for being challenging because there's, a tough boss in there. You might need some other people to take those out. Or, as some folks have suggested, you can go into World versus World, get a little bit of World versus World currency, and buy the insights from the merchants in there. And it basically just checks off hero points on the map anytime you buy them. You can get those things. Nowadays, just asking map, people can come help. Yeah. If you join HP train, make sure to read the description for what you need, such as Raptor or Glider. You might not be able to keep up. Yep, true. Muck, if you want to see the Galeshot bug, I posted it in the Guild Wars 2 section of the Discord. Did you now? Yeah, I've heard about it. I never actually saw it. Let's see. Let's see.
And like for the evoker, we gave alacrity on okay, I know what I'm gonna fix, and this is
Alright, so right here, so he's playing Galeshot, and he's shooting the big arrow at this thing, and it reflects it.
and like for the evoker, we gave alacrity on okay, I know what I'm gonna fix, and this is done. He got shot across the entire map. That was crazy. This is pretty good.
You too could get shot across the entire
Hold on, I wanna look. Alright, so yeah, he's over in the ogre lane right now. And then he fires this. Look at the minimap. Wow! Dude, even that's more impressive if you look at the minimap. Look at where he's at on the map and look at the movement up here.
And like for the evoker, we gave alacrity on okay, I know what I'm gonna fix, and this is done. He got shot across the entire map. That was crazy. This is pretty good.
You too could get shot across the entire map next week.
Yeah, well, they don't have time to fix it. It's time. Log in.
That one will be in.
Oops, mystery today. Let's fix that.
Oh my god.
So, I'm wondering if they can fix this in time for the beta, which would, if they can't, then reflecting gale shots in PvP could just knock them through the world, and then they're gone, and then you outnumber the enemy team.
Probably aim for a really fast hop fix for that.
It's the new portal. You just reflect yourself across that.
Yeah, the feeling around quickness and alacrity and getting them is
Easily replicated, too. Oh, man. Chalk Airlines. They need to fix ready for day 2. Yeah. Galeshot Smash Bros. Made it incoming. The real Gale shots were the Rangers you did along the way. Oh my god. They said that they might throw an unblockable on the Elite to prevent it. Oh yeah, that's a way to fix it. Just make it unblockable. Perfect. How to skip the Tangle Wall wait time? Yeah. Just pull a chalk over, reflect, knock yourself through the wall to loot it early. That'd be wonderful. That would finally give a use for Galeshot. In my mind. Like, I'd be like, oh, yes, I will reserve a equipment template for Galeshot. I just had a dumb thought. What if they had a water-themed expansion? And they finally gave us Tengu. And everyone's confused, but the Tengu were penguin people. So they could swim.
I'll knock your screws loose.
Pengu?
Gearing down.
Thanks, I hate it. What's your stand on the new specs? Depends on the spec. I think 7 of them are fine. One of them is like, they added Bugs Bunny to the world, and it doesn't make any sense for the Antiquary to be what it is. So like, lore-wise, the Antiquary doesn't belong. Totally fine with its kit and its abilities, but the way that they marketed it, it doesn't make any sense at all. And then, Galeshot, I'm not a fan of because it doesn't offer a new way to play the game. The other 8 classes got new ways of playing the game. Warrior just got a third bow. And it operates the same as the other bows. But people are going to like it because it's a better bow. So, that's it. I'm looking forward to the other 7, though. Muck, what music moves your soul? The song that the first boss in the Nightmare Fractal plays. That's why when people GG on that fight, I leave, because it doesn't play music if you don't kill it the first try. Also, Barbie Girl. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Just got to Soto. Should I get maces right away? You have to get to a certain point in the story to get that. I've got a video on that somewhere. If you look up like weapon proficiency or something like that on my channel, you'll find it. But you won't get it right away, no. You can get the weapon master training, the ability to like use your weapons on your other elite specs pretty quickly. But the new weapons are when you get to like Naos. Is your daily routine checklist posted somewhere? If you do ! daily, there's a video I did on it. It's still that. It's been that for years, and that's still where I get most of the money I give to you guys every day. Or, I get the money every day. I give it to you guys every Tuesday. Muck has a video for everything in his life. We do have that exclamation wife video, which makes that kind of funny.
Keep in mind, chat, for the first 2+ years that Untamed existed, Muck hated on it just as much as he's hating on Galeshot, and now he mains Untamed. So it's only a matter of time before he sees the light. Mukluk.
To be fair, the thing I didn't like about Untamed, I still don't like about Untamed, which is these freaking snot clouds. No one likes grouping with this. And they still haven't addressed it. Like, that hasn't changed at all. Like the, hold on a sec, what is it here? Like this thing? Like, this doesn't need to look like this. It could just be like a guardian bubble with a green hue. But it's, didn't it get changed a lot since patch? Yeah. Also, keep in mind, Untamed became a lot more viable when they added Weapon Master training and the expanded weapon proficiencies. Like, the build I'm playing right now did not exist when Untamed came out.
I'll return later to check on the rest. But for now, we must make haste.
You need a video about your videos? The problem is, if I have a video about my videos, then every time there's a new video that comes out, the video about my videos would go out of date.
I seem to have stumbled across some sort of transport device. I wonder what exactly. Analyzing. Object identified as...
Snot bubbles make sense. Guardian get blue flame bubbles. Untamed gets snot. It's thematic. Nah.
Oh dear. Didn't mean to...
How could you say that? I love the fart cloud. So many people complain, because remember, the fart cloud used to be on your character permanently. You were always green, or your pet was always green. And so many people complained about that, they took that away. So that, now you just like flash green and then it fades back to normal. But the giant clouds you make that actually make it harder for people to see like red circles and stuff on the ground, those need to go.
We shall disarm those cannons at once. Ah! I'm fine. Everything's perfectly fine.
What kind of ranger spec would you like if you could design one? I don't know that I would do a better idea than like what they've already got, but I have seen some cool ideas from the community. Like one idea, this is totally taken from like the subreddit. One idea was like the warden, and it was someone that had like you know, like a weapon and a shield, and they had 2 animal companions instead of 1. One was an idea that someone had from WoW's Beast Mastery, from their hunter, where there would be some animals that would be more powerful, but you could only tame them if you were specialized in that. So maybe like, I don't know, like a big Dolyak or a Hydra or like a small dinosaur or something like that. But basically you just have like a stronger, more exotic animal companion. But it would require you to be, you know, a Beast Mastery spec ranger to do it. Falconer, yeah. Have a pet that is like flying really high above the field, so effectively invulnerable, and they occasionally dive bomb down to do various things you ask them to do. The bird wizard. Yeah. But yeah, getting archery when we already had archery. That's why I'm just not hype about that. Are you on NA or EU? I'm on EU at the moment. I'll be on NA this evening, just like every Tuesday. Then you have Tindoyak strutting around, you can't see anything. Okay, that is a separate discussion, and I agree that should be... Okay, so for example, if I'm in a group with a bunch of mechanists, all I see is green football players everywhere, right? They should have a setting where when you're in a group, that you could shrink, like visually shrink all pets in the party. Make them be just much smaller. Like almost miniature size. Like that should be in the options. I have seen some games that do that. It would be nice. Will Galeshot sync well with other bows? Galeshot was entirely power, which means you could use it with longbow, but you're probably not going to use it with shortbow. Like the running joke is it's going to be bow. I don't think it will, because Galeshot is power, longbow is power, shortbow is combi. Hybrid bow, yeah. Does it Ranger have any other range power options besides longbow? Throwing axe? Spear? Staff is Staff has power scaling and heal scaling. Staff is nice because it's not a projectile, so people can't reflect it, but it does less damage than bow. Do ANET listen to the community? They do. They do make some there is a list of changes that they've made specifically based on feedback. However, they also have a vision for their game, right? So sometimes they do something that... It's hard to say if the community wants it, but they do something that the loud members of the community definitely don't want because that's their vision of the game. Like that does happen. Good morning, Luxsters. I thought y'all were the Luckies. Today's spoiler, Muck will play Guild Wars 2 character. Yes. All I'm hearing is Selly Bo Ranger. Everyone hating on the script build, but I secretly want it. I'm sure some people are hyped for it. ANET did give open world PvE legendaries, player housing, true fire wizard. Yeah, fishing. There was recently a nerf they were going to do for Necro, and so many people complained about it, they changed their mind and didn't do it. Or the Spectral Grasp. I'm excited to see the crazy combos you can do with Razal Revenant. Yeah, that looks interesting. Do we know if the upcoming Visions of Eternity Legendary Trinkets will have cosmetic effects? I do not know. I do not know. How long till the beta starts? Starts tomorrow. Normal patch time is in 15 minutes. So if they do it at normal patch time tomorrow, then 24 hours and 15 minutes from now. But that's a couple of assumptions there. Hey, Mugga Chat. Hi, Evelyn. When's your birthday stream? Saturday. Saturday. And that's why they brought drops back. It was just for me. It was just for my birthday. You're welcome. Well, you mainly do Guild Wars 2 during beta. Yeah, from today through Saturday is going to be a lot of Guild Wars 2 on my channel. I'm excited to see how well I can yell at people in World World as Paragon. What did the drops have? They're the same as last time. They restarted the ones from last time. With like the ritualist outfit and stuff. Are you going to grow your beard back out? I don't know. I liked how I looked with the beard. But Lady Luck. What was the phrase? She liked it at range, she hated it in melee.
I'm sorry.
And I'm being amply rewarded for not having it. So,
Go on soon. If the bureaucrats I work with had half the sense you do, they wouldn't be.
that's the reasoning right now. So for now, y'all get babyface, Muck. Do mutton chops. When I decided I was going to shave it off, first I shaved the sides, so all I had left was like the Iron Man beard, you know, the Tony Stark. And I went into the room where she was. I'm like, "Hey, honey," and she was like, "Hey, what's?" Dude, she like recoiled, and I'm like, I just started laughing. I was like, "All right, so I guess that one's a no." So then I went back to the bathroom and I shaved like the mustache area, so all I had was like, the big like bush beard right here, and I went back in there looking like Abe Lincoln, and she was, and even my son was like, "Daddy, that looks terrible."
What are those things? Drones?
Gyros.
Did you take pictures? No, I didn't take pictures of that.
Aim for them first.
That was just me being silly in the bathroom while shaving. Roasted by progeny? Yeah. I met my hubby with a beard and he shaved it off once and I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Oh my gosh. You don't even love him, you just love the beard.
Life's not fair, so why play by its rules?
Lightning! Stun him before he attacks! Monsoon, watch out!
You need the Hulk Hogan mustache? Oh god.
Focus on the gyros. That should help us destroy his shield.
You're kidding, right?
No! Jadebot! It's time! How do you decide on what metas to do? Fun. I've tried every meta in the game. So at this point, I just look at the list of what's open. I'm like, oh, I would like to do that. That's it. Like this one has a fight that's actually, like compared to the average meta, this fight is a little bit more dangerous than most of them, and I enjoy that. Last time I shaved a beard, a friend looked at me and said, "You look like a perv," so now I have a full Viking beard. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there are some people that if they grow a mustache, they look like they shouldn't be allowed within a certain distance of a school zone. You gotta be careful of that.
If we break those gyros, that should break his shield as well.
Could do Janthier Convergence CMs for some challenging metas. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh wow, that's so, vague.
That should help us destroy his shield.
You're kidding, right?
It's always interesting when you talk to an MMO player and you remember they've forgotten it's a video game. Wait, what?
Unless we break that charge of his.
Was that in response to me saying fun? So, okay. When it comes to metas, right? There's a few different things I think could go into your reasoning. Like, for example, which metas could make you rich? If you're going to just spend some time doing some metas, why don't you do the ones that have winning lottery tickets, right? And I've got a video on that, which I am linking in the chat right now. Each of the metas in that video have a rare drop that would get you hundreds, if not thousands, of gold. That's awesome. And then there's others. Hey, thank you. There are others that are simply, you know, just like maybe you'll just do it because you enjoy it. Auric Basin. I honestly, it just, that one scratches the greedy part of my brain because after you do Auric Basin, you get to open like 35 treasure chests. I love opening 35 treasure chests. That's fantastic. You know? It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to just like fill up a, I don't know, like a mastery bar or something, you might pick one that, you know, has no cooldown, like Dry Top, and you could just like, you know, do it over and over and over. Depends on what you're going to. When I was a kid, my dad once shaved his beard before me and my sister woke up. He told us his beard just fell off during the night, and I was genuinely terrified. Wow. My dad never had a beard when I was growing up, so we never had that.
Hello, I am
the 35 chests also have a chance at the lotto ticket infusion. Well, specifically 3 or 4 of them do. It's just the really big round ones. Yeah. When I do the newer metas, I feel like Thanos at the end and they cost me everything. What? Wife brought me a hot dog. Party potato? Sure.
Did you attend June's last gala?
Same, I never did arms, but I don't know. I shave my legs once. I guess a little ridiculous. God, my hubby doesn't care. Muggy hot dogs a lot. It's true. If I'm just looking for an easy meal for lunch, I've got a few go-tos. Like, if I want to be in the kitchen for like a minute and then be done with it, hot dog, peanut butter and jelly sandwich are probably my top 2. If I'm not streaming, maybe instant ramen, you know, something like that, like cup noodles. I am a creature of habit. I'm the kind of guy, you take me to a restaurant, I find something I like there, and then the next 20 times I go to that restaurant, I will order that same thing. Because I could order something else, but that's a risk. You know? What if I don't like it? I could have ordered the thing I know I liked. So you have hot dog buns in your house at all times? Pretty much, yeah. Like, people have things like that are in their regular meal rotation, right? So I would say hot dogs and hot dog buns and peanut butter and jelly and bread are in our always keep this stocked section of our grocery list. Right? Like, they're very important. Mug, do you need to own the new expansion to join the beta tomorrow? No. I believe any account, even if they're free to play, as long as they're in good standing, can join in. Is it cannibalism if potatoes eat french fries? Hopefully not. Because I ate potatoes last night for dinner. Tequato. The only thing you said was please don't decide on long armpit hair is the only thing I can't stand being long. Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about like your... Oh, okay. Mandar, I was not reading your conversation until I saw long armpit hair, and I'm like, what is going on? I joined in at a weird time. Mug, the patch notes are live. What do you got? Oh, wow. There's actually a lot of stuff here. Huh. Okay. Alright. Well, honestly, that's a great excuse to do a video today. Because I need to do a video reminding people about drops and promoting the birthday stream. Link? Yeah, hang on. Yeah, once I finish my lunch, and I'm not in the middle of a meta, we'll read all the notes. But that's the link. Most important is the ability to go to the home instance for Miss Long. That is a good one, yeah. Are they nerfing Chrono this patch? No. There's a Mirage section and a Mesmer section. There's not a Chrono section in this. Patch notes where? I just put them in the chat a second ago, Tabby. Mug, which spec do you want to try first in the beta? Evoker or Ritualist or Amalgam, maybe? I think those are my top three. Is there a commander here? Yeah, nice. Patch notes bin. Oh, thank you, Jinxie. A lot of people here waiting for tequila. Helldivers 2 Halo crossover got a trailer. I didn't know Helldivers and Halo were doing a crossover. Do you think Guild Wars 2 will be at Gamescom? Gamescom is in another country from me, so I have not been following it because I can't possibly go. So I don't really know what's going on over there.
I swear to you, if you and your fellow warriors hold this ground with us, you will have your land again.
We did not come all this way to watch the dead hold on to
At Muck, do you recall if they've said anything more about the statement they made about giving Chrono its identity back? I remember that made you worried they would nerf it. Well, they said that they want Bard to be, like, buffing. And people were like, but Chrono's already that. And they're like, yeah, we want to return Chrono back to its original identity. Which made it sound like they were going to take something away from Chrono to give it to Bard. And everyone was like, what? And no, I don't know any more details on that yet. I don't know what's going on there. Which elite spec do you like the most, world building and story-wise? I really like Druid. Because the whole idea is like, you know, the Ranger has like a little bit of nature magic. And then with Druid, they really, really lean into the nature magic side of their class. And it makes sense and it looks really good at the same time. So that's one. Scrapper is pretty good. Yeah, I just realized you're probably not asking me about, like, all. You're probably just asking me about, like, in the new ones. So you're saying, of the new elite specs, I would imagine, which one do you like the most world building and story-wise? The Conduit guy, Razah, from Guild Wars 1, is really interesting to me. Because, you know, he's been MIA for a long time. So, that is interesting. World building and story-wise. Shoot, I don't know. There's definitely some that I really don't think make sense story-wise. Like the Antiquary, the Luminary. Like, some of them feel like kind of a straight, like the Troubadour, for example. They could have just said it's a bard. But they're like, oh, it's a Sylvari traveled the world gathering stories, and now the Sylvari is sharing those stories with everyone else. And this is like, I don't see how Sylvari had to be involved in that at all. It just kind of seemed like a bone to throw to Sylvari. And like Luminary was, what was that one? It was like the Flame Legion was working with someone else. Was it the Flame and the Iron Legion or something like that were working together to make the little lamp? And then the little lamp thing, it was given to Guardians. And it's just like, a very short time ago, we were all fighting the Fire Legion.
Vacate these premises.
Try to save this guy. I do think they need to do more with the lamp, though, too. Like, other than graphically being there, it seems like it doesn't do anything. Like, there's, like, no talk about it or references to it or anything like that that I saw. Ritualist made sense. Yeah, Ritualist did make sense. I meant all, what is your favorite one story-wise of all elite specs in the game? I mean, some of them make sense. Like, for example, Thief, right? Thief, different countries have, their thieves have kind of evolved in different ways, you know? Like, was it Alona came up with the Deadeye? Their thieves are basically like snipers and assassins. And then, there was the Daredevil that was more about like running from rooftop to rooftop and like getting into places that, you know, shouldn't be allowed in. I really like the idea of that it was kind of just like a collection of different, not quite martial arts from different regions. Engineer mostly makes sense, you know, like they've incorporating different technology from different locations into their kits, resulting in like the Scrapper or the Hollow Smith or the Mechanist. Like that one totally made sense. On the flip side, there was some that, you know, made less sense to me. Like Scourge. Scourge is like, you know, they've got these spooky spirits, but you put them in sand? Like, I definitely would, if I were a game dev, it never would have occurred to me to take necromancy and give them sand powers. But they did that. And the Scourge is very fun to play. I don't know how much I like it lore-wise, but it is very fun to play. Mummies are undead. Yeah, but sand, I said sand. The whole thing is they summon the sand shades, right? Which are like screamy sand. Oh, wow. These people all just blew up. In the Mummy 2, he summons a giant wall of sand with his face to crash the airship. Well, yeah, but the Scourge isn't a mummy, nor does he summon mummies. No beta character slots yet? Well, yeah, it's tomorrow, Welvern. They said it starts on the 20th. The laser is charged! Do you know if Evoker is getting a weapon swap with a 1-element trait? If it is, I haven't heard of that. Alright, one more burn phase. If I recall, Evoker gets all weapon and cooldowns refreshed rather than a swap. Well, yeah, it's whenever you trigger... if you're running the trait where you're doing, like, all fire or all water or something, every time you fulfill certain conditions, all your weapon buttons light back up. And you get to hit them all again.
Hi, Muck. Love the content. Keep it up. Smile.
Thank you. Who is that? jQuarius, appreciate you. They were talking about it on stream with Teapot, and they said it would be too powerful, and they will have to rebalance other weapons, and it will hurt the rest of the specs. Oh, if they add the weapon swap? That would be wild, though. Imagine if you had, like, Dagger Warhorn. 5 buttons for Earth, 5 for Air, 5 for Water, 5 for Fire. That's 20 buttons. And then they could weapon swap to Staff. So they'd... a weapon swapping Elementalist would have 40 buttons on 1 through 5. Like, the skill cap would go even higher, and the godly players would get even godlier. And the rest would get even worse. Only need 1 button to be dead on the floor. He did. Dead on the floor is 4 more skills. True. How does this beta work? I've never done a Guild Wars 2 beta before. Tomorrow, there will be... you will get some new slots for your account at the character creation, and you can create beta characters that have access to all of the unreleased stuff. And then you can play them during the beta in any game mode you want. And note, anything that they loot, you will not be able to keep. Just think of them almost separate from your account. I'll cover that in the video that we're about to do. Alright, so let me do this here. Let's see, we got today's news. We got the Guild Wars 2 drops.
Gliding Dolayak smile.
We got, let's see, patch notes. Did I hear someone say there was a free Blackline key a minute ago? Might have to relog to see it. Alright, let me relog my game. Hang on a sec. Let me hide this. Wait, where's that one that you guys like? There we go. There we go. Don't look behind the bacon! I summoned the bacon of obscurity! I'm typing in my password. Super secret things happening. How long have I been a potato, by the way? That was supposed to be 2 minutes, not 2 hours. Alright, I'm downloading the patch. I'm downloading the patch behind the bacon. The latest gen, yes. Gen 3. Yeah, but specialized elements, you were trapped in one element. Yeah. I know, I was just saying in like a general sense. That is a sizable patch. It is downloading. Files remaining, 22,000. Returning player, does Guild Wars 2 do recruit a friend? I'd like to get more friends to play. I don't know that it has a recruit a friend, but if you want them to try the game out for free, this link that I'm putting in the chat right now does allow you to download the base game for free. So you could give them that link and they could use that to try it out without spending anything. If you wish. Mike, do you think Guild Wars 2 will continue on a downward trend sales-wise? I don't know that... Okay, hold on. You said, do I think it will continue on a downward trend? Implying it is already on one? I don't know that it is currently on one. I would need to see their sales reports. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Which new spec are you looking forward to the most? Probably Ritualist, Amalgam, or... What was the other one I said? Evoker. Probably one of those. Halfway done downloading. 8,000 more files. This post talks about it. Let's see. Hang on. I'll take a look at it. Guild Wars 2 efficiency, story, ownership, raid, rate trends, Janthir Wilds, 1 story, Soto 2 year anniversary. So, here's the thing. Guild Wars 2 efficiency is only tracking people who have made an account on Guild Wars 2 efficiency. This is not representative for the entire player base. Is there like a sales report or anything that ANET has released or something like that? Like, I try to be open-minded here, right? If there was an official report that said that like there was a downward trend on sales, I'd be like, okay. And then I would probably try to make some guesses as to why that may be. If you told me it was an upward trend, I'd be like, okay. And I would try to make some guesses as to why that is what it is. However, this, what was just linked to me, is just from Guild Wars 2 efficiency, which does not include even the majority of players. It includes the diehard ones that have been on there for a long time, and that's it. Let's see. RTPS just broke. We'll see if it kicks me out of the game or if it stays connected. Let's see. Oh my god, what? Noises. Okay, so I landed in a different Tequatl map where he is still here and being angry. Ah. Let's see. Hang on. So this is the last thing. What is this? Massively overpowered. I think I have been in 2 massively overpowered articles in the past. Okay, so this is just like a games journalist thing. NC Soft Quarter Run 2025. Guild Wars 2 Janthir Wilds Bump is over. Eon 2 is finally getting a reveal date. NC Soft Quarterly Report for Quarter 1 2025. Wasn't a great quarter, frankly. The company saw revenue drop 12% compared to Quarter 4 2024 and 9% compared to this quarter last year, following a year when NC Soft was undergoing all traditional restructure and layoffs in an attempt to avoid becoming a chronically loss-making company. As we've been covering, a lot of NC Soft's recent losses in the last year or two have been... Hold on, does this have dark mode? There we go. Which had a strong sense in quarter 4. That surge is over as legacy online PC games declined 11% quarter over quarter. We paid particularly close attention to Guild Wars 2 here, and we noted in quarter 1 the game has not only slipped back to pre-Janthir Wilds revenue, which makes sense given the game gets most of its expansion money for the year in quarter 4, but also didn't measure up all that well compared to quarter 1 2024. That's giving us pause since we're on year 2 of the new content model, and last year NCSoft praised Janthir Wilds specifically as the chief driver of sales in North America and Europe. What's this? What's this? Guild Wars 2, Blaze Soul doing great, Aeon 2 waiting in the wings. Sales are up 2% since quarter 3, down 6% since quarter 4. Operating profits took a nosedive this past quarter. I don't know. I mean, I can make some guesses. I don't think that I'm like super educated on the money side of things. I could make some guesses. Like, one thing is, like, if they're going to keep doing this yearly expansion model, most of their income comes from selling expansions, which means as a result of that, each year, their income would look like this just naturally. You know? It's like new expansions announced, lots of people pre-order it, right? And lots of sales in that first, quarter of the expansion. So there'd be like an upward trend. And then afterward, people have already bought it. There's not as many people buying it. So there would be a downward trend until the next one comes out. Like, there would be a natural, like, rhythm to it. On top of that, the big question would be, you know, how's the word of mouth? If a lot of people are saying the expansion is bad, then the downward trend might be worse than the upward trend because less people might buy it. If lots of people are saying the expansion is good, then you get more people trying out the game for the first time. And I do know that there are a lot of people trying out the game for the first time. Lately, I feel like that has been, like, as far as new players, I feel like that's been on the upward. I'll also say, you know, new players can try the game out for free. So even if there is a larger number of new players coming into the game, that doesn't necessarily equate to a larger number of Janthir Wilds sales. Because they might be like, oh, I'll buy Janthir when I get to it, which for them might be in 2 years or something. To be clear, I don't ask to doom. Yeah, you did. You're such a doomer. I'm genuinely just asking someone who's very much ingrained in the community and such. I'm giving you my honest attempt at an answer here. Like, for example, Path of Exile is a game that I used to play a lot. Path of Exile has, you know, releases periodically. And they have said flat out, they know that when they don't have new content, there's a downward trend. And then when they release new content, there's an upward trend. And they make their game knowing that people will go play other games and come back to Path of Exile periodically as their new releases come out. This might end up being something similar, right? Like, you don't have to enjoy Guild Wars 2 year-round. If you're enjoying it for, you know, many months after a new expansion is released, you're getting your money's worth out of it, and then it's just up to you how much you're enjoying it. I will say, I personally, like, I could talk about how much I liked or didn't like the mini expansions. Like, to say something nice, I think as far as features that were added, I think Soto might be my #1 expansion of any. You know, like, even right now, the build I was playing right now is only possible because of Soto. The expanded weapon proficiencies, the weapon master training, the additional way to get the legendary armor, and the additional way to get the sky scale, like, in terms of features, I think Soto was top tier. In terms of writing, I believe that Soto and Janthir were lesser than the 3 expansions that came before them in terms of story. All right, I'm specifically talking about the narrative. You know, so, like, I could easily, you know, say some good and bad things about each of the recent expansions if we wanted to go that route. But as far as, like, the whole package, like, what did the community think about it as far as, like, you know, sales and stuff like that? I don't know. I mean, I could look at this report here and just make some guesses, but yeah, I didn't really know anything about those. Features-wise, expansions are great. Content-wise, they made me take a 2-year break. So tier features were S tier, not masteries though. Hot POF for S tier for mastery. That's a shame. I recently started a new character, currently in season 1, whose entire purpose was to take us time through the story. Like, To break it down a bit, I believe Soto, the first half of the story, was really good. I think most of the people I talked to really liked when Ceres was the antagonist, and we were like freaking crawling away from him, and he was stomping behind us about to kill us, and he was taking his time doing it. Like, he was a psychopath. Like, that was a good villain. But then they got rid of Ceres too quickly, IMO, and then they brought in Epark, and it was like, okay, so this is Epark, and then they killed Epark, and it's just like, what? Like, it was like, we were knocking through these bosses so fast, it was like making my head spin. And then, you know, demons are friends, not food, and like this whole thing. Like, the whole, I would say, like, from Interneos onward, narrative-wise, I was kind of checked out at that point. It was so silly. Janthier was similar in that we found the problem, knocked it out, like, really, really fast. It was just, it was over too quickly. You know, I was like, oh, here's Titans, these big bad things that are so terrifying. And, oh, you got it, good job. You know, it was just really, really quick. And I totally respected what they tried to do with how you know, they made like a boss, and then they tried to incorporate that boss into multiple game modes. At the same time, as a player, I did get sick of fighting Decima. You know, I fought Decima in raids, I fought Decima in convergences, I fought Decima in the story, I fought Decima in open world. I was kind of sick of fighting Decima, you know? And I think that goes for most of the Titans. Like, I fought them all so many times, and yeah, they were a little different in each of them, but it's like, okay, you know, you guys tried this, cool. Kind of hoping we don't do this again. Do you think the writing quality is a consequence of their new yearly release cadence? Okay, so in my opinion, I think it is completely okay to have yearly releases. But I think they need to realize they don't have to tie it off with a neat bow at the end of every year. I think that's the problem. Let me give you an example. Joko was still a villain at the end of many releases. And most of us, still remember him as a very positive light as far as his arc, right? If they had just introduced Joko and then killed him at the end of the first season he was in the game, it would not nearly have had the impact as the entire arc that was Joko. So, like, imagine if, like, they brought in Ceres into the game, but, like, they didn't kill Ceres so early, and then, like, there was, like, a cliffhanger at the end of the expansion, and then there was more Ceres stuff in the next one, right? Like, that would be, I think, a possible solution for this, is they're trying to wrap everything up in a neat bow at the end of every expansion pack right now, and I feel like that's the problem. So, like, you don't need to kill off every villain at the end of the expansion. You don't need to try to, you know, solve, you know, every little thread that you left, because you're going to do some poorly if you do that. Stuff like that. So, I could be wrong. I have never written a book. I am just talking from my own opinions here, but I think that's the issue. I think they can still do yearly releases, but stop trying to have us solve everything within each patch. I think that's the issue. Music is loud. Okay, I'll turn that down. Okay, I agree. It's like they're trying to make self-contained stories in each X-Pack instead of one overarching story. Yeah. But anyway, that's what I think the main issue is. Like, if I was in charge, that would be the first thing I would try to change to see if it helps, would be that. Okay, let's get set up. Let's get set up here. So, we have got some news to go over. So we have got... Hey, there it is. Hey, friends, free black line key in the store. Get it while it's hot. I think you might be, if you've got alt accounts, I think you can use this to gift the key to the account you care about as well. So if you owe anybody money, you could do that. So, let's see. We got the free key. Let me write this stuff down. Free BL key. All right, so there's patch notes, drops. All right, hold on a sec. So there's the patch notes. Let's see. Guild Wars 2 drops. Let me get these back. Where do they? When do they start again? All Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's the same drops as last time. So from August 20th to August 24th, they will be doing the drops. So that's Wednesday until Sunday. Can the key be gifted? Yes, I just showed that. All right. And then what else was there? Oh, birthday stream. I got to promote the birthday stream. So patch notes, drops, Blackline key, birthday stream. It's the same drops. Yeah, so definitely the whole thing was they recently just did a promotion where they were like, hey, did you miss... Yeah, we've had a lot of people say that they missed the last drop, so we're giving you a chance to get them again, and they literally just hit restart on it. So they didn't, like, go back to the design room to set these drops up. They literally are just redoing this last campaign. And to be fair, it wasn't long ago that they did the last campaign, so that's why it hasn't changed. But I'll be very clear about that. Oh, the beta. Yeah, I need to talk about the beta as well. Beta and how it works. Oh, fine. Yeah, I know. You'll have to just watch me and not get bribed for it. I know. Let's see. Okay, is that everything? Patch. I want to get all this in one video. Patch notes, the beta and how it works, the Guild Wars 2 drops, the Blackline key that's free, birthday stream. Let's see. Is there anything new in Blackline chess right now? Dokabi stuff. Haunted Anchor Axe. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Like some Nautilus vibes from League of Legends. I kind of like that. Alright, 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 alright. Let's see. Playing chest. Alright. Okay, it's got the dangly bit! I know y'all love the dangly bits. Alright, you could get that. Maybe use the peg leg and the pirate hat? It's kind of funny is rangers throw their axes. So a ranger with this is just gonna throw anchors at you. Just bonk! Okay, Blackline chest, Blackline the essay. Is there anything new from this guy? Blackline weapon specialist. Imperial Everbloom. No, that's been the thing there for a while. Okay. Alright. Let's get set up here. Let's get set up. Alright, cool. So I am going to go into news mode chat, and we're going to talk to the peepos on YouTube in just a minute. Joe says, Muck, sorry if you didn't answer. What's your current favorite way to play Ranger? Support Untamed is a lot of fun, but it doesn't work in all game modes. So I would say in the game modes that where it's allowed to work, because it can't provide stability, it is very enjoyable for me. But I recognize that it doesn't work in places where you need stability, so I have to swap to a different build for that. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. All right. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Guild Wars 2 gamers. Mukluk here, and today is Tuesday, August 19th, and we've got some Guild Wars 2 news that we need to go over. Very important stuff. So I'm just pull this stuff over here to my other monitor. All right, so first off, we have got patch notes. We're going to talk about the Guild Wars 2 beta for the upcoming Elite specs that's coming out and how to be involved if you want to be involved in that. Guild Wars 2 drops are coming back. I'm going to talk about that. There's a free Blackline key in the gem store. I mean, don't really need to talk about it because I just told you. Blackline chests have got some new stuff, and I have a birthday stream coming up, and I'm going to talk about that as well. I guess I can talk about the Seattle thing too. Okay, so going through it in order, let's start with the patch notes. August 19th release notes. Note to users of third-party programs, they might have broken. Your add-ons might break just like every patch. Visions of Eternity Elite Specialization Beta Event. The Elite Specialization Beta Event begins on Wednesday. It runs from August 20th at 9 a.m. Pacific Time until August 27th at 10 p.m. Pacific Time. Every Guild Wars 2 account in good standing, including play for free accounts, will automatically get character slots marked beta when the beta event begins. Clicking on one of these slots allows you to create a character using any of the Guild Wars 2 professions. I will talk more about how that works once I finish going through the patch notes. General. All missing English language voiceover in Janthier Wilds has been added. Oh my god, where's my button? Yes! Praise be. It has been a long-standing issue for most people that have played through the story know there were parts where Jenna wasn't talking, there were parts where Anise wasn't talking. I think female Char and female Servari, main characters, were for a long time not talking. It's good. I think it was 99% because of the voice actor strike. I'm glad they finally got this stuff recorded and added in. The full list of affected characters and content can be found here, and there is a link. There is a link. No more Muck Anise. You don't want me voicing Anise anymore. It sounded like Marge Simpson. Fixed a client crash that occurred when the World v World objective claiming UI was open while the objective was claimed or unclaimed. Per day purchase limit pop-ups now persist between game sessions after confirming that they should not be shown again. The per day limit will not ask you again that day, and the per week limit will not ask you again that week. I haven't seen that issue, so I can't really say anything on that. Fixed an issue that caused interactable icon areas on the compass to be offset when reward progress was pinned. Conjured doorways can now be summoned in the following lounges: Armistice Bastion, Mistlock Sanctuary, Noble's Folly, and Thousand Seas Pavilion. The conjured doorway in these lounges will only be visible to the doorway's owner and members of the party. Hold on a second. Oh, baby. That's so great. So this is Mistlock Sanctuary. I consider this place my home. I am here very often. And anytime I wanted to go to my homestead to get that sweet, sweet money that's just sitting on the ground and I have to pick it up, I would have to zone from Mistlock to somewhere else like Lion's Arch, and then from there to the homestead. So it gave me an additional loading screen. So I am happy to see that they have changed that. I think any of us that enjoy any of these zones and like hanging out here are going to rejoice in this change. Open World. General. Fixed an issue that occasionally prevented players from using spears when the Coden Spear Training Mastery was complete. If the mastery has been trained but the achievement is not unlocked, visiting Lowland Shore will unlock the achievement. Okay, so if you had that bug, go visit Lowland Shore and see if that fixes it for you. Items. The contents of the Guaranteed Wardrobe Unlock, Armor Unlock, and Weapon Unlock have been updated. Wizard's Portal Tome. The option to travel to the Crown Pavilion no longer requires players to be in the Labyrinthian Cliffs. Wizard's Portal Tome fixed an issue that caused players to travel to a new instance of the Labyrinthian Cliffs while already in the map. And fixed an issue that caused players to teleport to the wrong location when traveling to the Egg Chamber in Tarir. Alright. I do have the Wizard's Portal Tome, but I had not tried using it to go to the Labyrinthian Cliffs or the Egg Chamber, so I hadn't seen those issues. Glad that they're fixed. World v World fixed an issue that prevented the looking for group tool from working with world restructuring. Fixed an issue that caused dredge mercenaries in Eternal Battlegrounds to teleport back to the start location if distracted while running to a camp. Removed map markers from trebuchets to remove clutter from the map and keep siege equipment consistent. Updated the ability sort order so that similar abilities are now grouped together. Updated War Score to be visually consistent across more UI elements. Moved the Obsidian Sanctum's map label so it does not overlap with the Eternal Battleground objectives. And currencies provided by skirmish reward boxes will now be automatically consumed on purchase. Crow Tiger says, WTF patch is not today. Crow Tiger, there was a patch just a half an hour ago, and we're reading the notes right now. If you are referring to the beta, no, it is the tomorrow, and they have announced it was starting on the 20th from the very beginning. Profession skills. General. The responsiveness of player-controlled allies such as Ranger Pets and Mechanist Jade Mechs has been improved. Player-initiated pet abilities will now interrupt pet-initiated pet abilities and be cast immediately. They added that multiple expansions ago. Was that not working with some? Player-initiated pet abilities cannot be interrupted by other player-initiated pet abilities. Both player-initiated and pet-initiated... Wait, what? Player-initiated pet abilities cannot be interrupted by player-initiated pet abilities. What? Both player-initiated and pet-initiated pet abilities can still be interrupted via the Return to Me command. Okay. So I guess, like... Okay, hold on a second. So if I do... What's something with a cast time? Give me a sec. All right. Siege Turtle has very long animations. So if I do... Okay, so I hit F3, F2, F1. F2 is instant. So it started casting F3. F2 is instant. F1 couldn't cast because it has a cast bar, and F3 was still casting. So if you slam all the keys, the first one that has a cast bar, it will focus on that until it's done. Unless, okay, let's try, if I do F3 and then say, come back to me, it interrupts F3, and F3 went on a 3-second cooldown. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, good to know. I can work around that. Both player-initiated and pet-initiated abilities can be interrupted with return to. Okay. Relic of Mist Burn. Reduce the additional crit chance from 10% to 5% in World v World and PvP. Did this patch break Arc DPS? Mine seems to be fun, but that's not a guarantee that it's going to be fine for everybody. So I'm okay. Elementalist, Stoneheart. Reduce the duration on entering from 4 seconds to 2.5 seconds in PvP only. Mesmer, Bountiful Disillusionment. This trait now grants regeneration instead of stability with Profession Skill 4, and stability instead of resistance with Profession Skill 5. All right. Mirage. Imaginary Axes reduce the player torment duration from 6 seconds to 3.5 seconds and increased the clone torment duration from 3.5 seconds to 6 seconds in PvE only. Nomad's Endurance. Reduce the strike damage bonus from 10% to 5% in PvP only. Phantom Pain. Reduce the strike damage bonus per stack from 3% to 2.5% in PvP. Dune Cloak. Reduce Shatter recharge duration from 2 seconds to 1 second in PvE, and from 1.5 seconds to 0.5 seconds in PvP only. Increase the required clones from 2 to 3 in PvE only. Interesting. That will be noticeable. All right. Necromancer. Mark of Blood. Reduced regeneration duration from 6 seconds to 4 in PvP. Lesser Mark of Blood. Reduce the regen duration from 5 seconds to 3 in PvP. Transfusion. This trait now creates lesser Chillblains instead of full strength Chillblains. Reduced the protection applied by Chillblains from 3 seconds to 2. Reduced the number of conditions removed by Putrid Mark from 3 to 2, and lowered the stability applied by Reaper's Mark from 3 stacks for 4 seconds to 1 stack for 3 seconds in PvP only, which is still quite good, but not nearly as insane as it was. Lesser Chillblains reduce the power coefficient from 0.55 to 0.25, reduce the chill duration from 4 seconds to 2, reduce poison duration from 8 seconds to 4, reduce base healing from 822 to 662, and reduce healing power scaling from 0.5 to 0.3. So, I noticed this during the push beta. I have been not doing a lot of PvP lately. You can see right here, I did a whole bunch on August 5th, trying out the push beta prototype. And in every single game, I think there was 2 Necros on my team and 2 Necros on the enemy team. Like, it was very much it felt like it was like the flavor of the day or the flavor of the month. Like, there was a lot of Necros. And not all of them, but almost all of those Necros were like Staff Scourge. It was really, really good. So, just based on what I saw on that day, I'm not really surprised by this. Because it did seem to be, like, really freaking strong. Okay, Scourge specifically. Sand Cascade increased cooldown from 12 to 18 seconds in PvP. Garish Pillar increased the cooldown from 20 seconds to 30 in PvP. Sandstorm Shroud increased the cooldown from 30 to 35 in PvP only. The skill no longer applies prot in PvP. Ranger. Long Range Shot increase minimum power coefficient from 1.1 to 1.33 and max power coefficient from 1.25 to 1.5 in PvE only. Alright, so we're talking about longbow right now. Rapid Fire. Reduce the cooldown from 10 seconds to 8 and increase power coefficient per hit from 0.45 to 0.6 in PvE. So, TLDR, Ranger, Longbow, a little bit more damage in PvE. Revenant. Roiling Mist. Reduce the crit strike damage healing from 10% to 5% in PvP. Herald Chaotic Release. Increase the cooldown from 35 seconds to 45 in PvP. True Nature Dragon. Reduced number of conditions removed from 3 to 2 in PvP. Elevated Compassion fixed an issue that could cause this trait to activate while below the upkeep threshold. Renegade, Ice Razor's Ire, reduced power coefficient per hit from 0.8 to 0.67 in PvP only. Soul Cleave Summit, reduced the healing from using another legendary Renegade skill from 1400 to 1100 in PvP. All for One, reduced the protection duration from 3 seconds to 2 in PvP. Vindication, reduced the healing from outgoing damage per stack from 2% to 1% in PvP only. And Warrior, Blade Sworn, overcharged cartridges, reduced the supercharged cartridge damage bonus from 25% to 20 in PvE, and Lush Forest, reduced the cooldown reduction from 1 second to 0.75 seconds in PvE only. They cannot leave Lush Forest alone. Lush Forest is such a fun skill, but it is apparently so hard for them to balance. They cannot leave that alone. Public API, Revenant Legends now have correct names in character build data. All right. So, that is today's patch notes. These are live right now, like I showed the Homestead Door and Mistlock. These are what went live today. So, let's go on to the next topic. The beta. Visions of Eternity Elite Spec Beta. So, I'm just going to take this from the top because there's always some people that have never experienced this. Here's how this works. When the beta begins, you will, there'll be a little patch, you log in, and you will have some new character slots over here, okay? And they will say beta on them. Whatever characters you make there, anything they loot, you don't get to keep. All right, I want to be crystal clear on that. When you play these characters, it is for testing and for fun, the forbidden F word. You don't get to keep anything. So if you have some really rare drop while on that character, it won't be, when you go to your other characters, it won't be there, okay? Like, if you log on that character and you loot a Chalk Infusion, you put it in the bank, and then you go to this guy, he won't see it in the bank. It will not be there, all right? So, that cleared the air on that. With those character slots, if you make a beta character, so like, let's say you make a Ranger, it will become, it will have a pre-generated build for a Galeshot. If you make a Necromancer, it will have a pre-generated build for a Ritualist. If you make a Warrior, it'll be a Paragon, right? It will already have a build. It might not be great, but it'll have a build. And the third specialization will be the new thing. And it will have a set of moderate gear. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it'll have a set of gear and maybe a box of runes or something, okay? When you make this character, the whole point is to try it out, see if you like it, and complain on the forums if something is wrong or if it's too good or too bad or whatever. And let's talk about the bank. The moment the beta starts, it'll take a snapshot of your bank. And it will be, let's just call it a beta bank. All right? So if I've got 100 gold in my bank, and then my beta bank has 100 gold, and then on my beta bank, I spend all of that money ecto gambling or something. And then I go back to my normal bank, it will still have that 100 gold. Like, it's not affected, okay? The beta characters cannot trade with other people, so all of the stuff they get is basically just like in its own pocket dimension, all right? Now, that means if you have like one really good set of gear that's not legendary, because that's in the armory, if you've got like ascended gear or something you want to make sure that you have available to use on your beta characters, it can be good to put those things in your bank the day before the beta starts. That way, when the snapshot of your bank is taken, it will have all of those items you really care about, and you can use them on all your beta characters. Now, if you don't do this, it's fine. The beta characters will probably have like a set of celestial gear. They'll have like one of every weapon type, and so they'll have the things needed to get by. But if you want to min-max, that's typically how you do it during these beta events. And once again, the beta is going from, hold on, we have the dates here. Let's pull this back up. Tomorrow, August 20th, that's Wednesday, until August 27th, which is the following Wednesday. So from Wednesday to Wednesday, you can play the beta characters. You will see them in any game mode. So if there's something like, I don't know, if Paragon is stupid OP, you might be like, oh, well, this is a bad week to PvP. I'm getting killed by Paragons constantly, or something like that. You can do raids where half your raid is on beta characters and half of them are on normal. The beta characters won't get to keep the loot, but you guys can all do that together to try things out and see what it's like. So hopefully I've been crystal clear about how that works. Moving on to the next thing. Drops are coming back. Now, for people who were there for the last set of drops, this isn't going to be that exciting. It's the same ones. Essentially what they did, and this is still better than nothing, because they just did drops recently. On July 15th, they did drops. And they usually don't do them twice this close together. But they had a lot of people going, oh, I missed this, wow, wow, wow. And they're like, you know what? We'll just hit restart. We'll just do the same thing again. They didn't have to really do much to just restart the campaign. So they're doing the same drops again, starting tomorrow on Wednesday and going until August 24th, which is Sunday. So from Wednesday to Sunday night, you can get the Inventor's Sunglasses skin, the Hiss emote for your entire account, and the Ritualist outfit. And the Ritualist outfit is pretty good. The Ritualist outfit hails from Guild Wars 1. I can show you what it looks like on an Asura, which is, of course, the worst way to show things off. Let me see. Outfits, and... oh, I've already got it there. There we go. So... that's it. That's what it looks like on an Asura. You get tattoos, you get some creepy marks on your mouth, you get the beads, the blindfold, all that stuff like that. But that is the Ritualist outfit from the first Guild Wars game. And if you're pretty hyped to play the Ritualist in Guild Wars 2, you can get the fashion to go along with it. So it's there if you want it. So that is starting as well. So drops and the beta are starting at the same time. If you want to get the drops, you just connect your Twitch account to your Guild Wars 2 account, and then you open up any Twitch stream, and you just leave it running, and you'll earn the drops. You can hang out with me or any other streamer and ask questions or just chat. Hang out with the community. Or full disclosure, you could just open the stream and walk away. I was streaming constantly during the last event, so I got my drops by, leaving Iron Maiden's stream open right before I went to sleep because I, was crashing, and I had all of them done the next morning. So that's an option as well. Hopefully that explains how the drops go if you're interested in that. Next thing, free Black Lion Key. I mean, there's really not much to be said. If you look in-game right now, there is a free Black Lion Key in the gem store. Always keep in mind, if you are someone that has multiple accounts in your household, you can use the gift option to send the free key to another person if you wish to, rather than claim it on your own account. But whatever the case, there's a free key there. Do what you want with it. And while we're in the gem store, there is also something else here. Hold on, let me go. Peaceful Rainbows Homestead Sky. So if you want to get this, if you want to have your home look like you have Care Bears there, it is an option though. You can get Peaceful Rainbows. Also, props to them for finally having videos in their gem store. This was such a good change. And then recently, this was not today, this was a couple days ago, they added Prospector's Gathering Tools, which a lot of people are saying is because of the Antiquary, and they're all Scrit and Dynamite themed. So if you are interested in those are there as well. Okay, next thing, Black Lion Chest. Let's go in here, Black Lion Chest, and there is a new item in here that we spotted today, and it is the Haunted Anchor Axe. And not gonna lie, it looks pretty good. It reminds me of Nautilus from League of Legends. So that's it right there. And it's got the chain dangles. That's it. I really like it. It looks pretty good. Maybe use this with the pirate outfit. And if you're a ranger, you can throw anchors at people. Wonderful. But yeah, that is it right there. I think this is a pretty sweet effect. But that is a new skin in the chest. Everything else in here, it was already in the game, is pre-existing. I also checked the Black Lion ticket merchant. There was nothing new on the ticket merchant today. Next announcement, birthday stream. For those interested, let me go down here. August 23rd, that's a thumbnail, don't look at that. August 23rd, this Saturday, is my birthday. And it is a great excuse to do a big stream. I do love excuses to do big streams, and this Saturday is no different. So this Saturday, clearly it's the reason they brought drops back. It's because of my birthday, so drops will be active. I will be streaming the entire day, 12 to 14 hours, and doing lots of giveaways. We have got a lot of gem codes sponsored by ArenaNet. I have to say that or they break my kneecaps, that I am going to be giving away that day. Additionally, we've got a few big ticket items. Note this row right here, one of which is a chalk infusion worth, I think, near 9,000 gold right now. We have got a chalk infusion to give to one lucky winner that is there. Yeah, it's 8,700 right now. We've got a crystal infusion as well. It's currently worth 500 gold. We've got a Winter's Heart infusion. We got some cool freaking stuff. Hopefully put some smiles on faces. Really quick, for anyone who hasn't seen these things, This is the Crystal Heart Infusion. It makes your character's skin look like albino with like blue eyes. And if you get the Crystal Infusion, you look like you were made by Kralkatorrik. And it's just like a change to your character for as long as you want it, and then you can still sell it later on. If you equip it, you can still unequip it and trade it, and the game is totally fine with that. But yeah, we got some big ticket prizes. We got a lot of gym codes. We're gonna be hanging out, just partying all day Saturday. You're all invited if you wish to hang out with me on that day. Next thing is Seattle. This is just a personal thing I'm sharing just because I'm really hype about it. For those that do not know, every year in Seattle, they do a Guild Wars 2 community meetup. I live in Georgia, which for those of you who are not American, let's just say it's at the other end of the country. I've never been to this thing because it's an expensive trip. I saved up my ramen money, and I am going to be going to this one. I might never be able to afford this again, but I'm going to be at this one. So if any of you happen to be at the Guild Wars 2 community meetup, which is on, was it August 29th? I believe it, yeah, Friday, August 29th. So this day right here, I'll be there. And I would love to shake your hand like you're the Emperor in Mulan. You know, when the guy was just like, I'm gonna do that with everybody that lets me do it. So I will be there. I'm gonna have the plushie on my shoulder if possible, so that people can spot me. Just gonna hang out with the community. I've never gotten to do anything like this before, and honestly, I'm super hyped about it. The next day on Saturday, I will be at PAX West. If you see me, feel free to say hi. I would love to meet you all. And it'll be my first con, so I'm going to be wandered around just starstruck. I don't know what I'm going to be doing there. I've never been to a con before. So I'm going to PAX West because it's pretty much like across the street from the community event, and it's just the very next day, so I'm hitting both of those. Which one was the albino infusion? Winter's Heart was that one. Winter's Heart. But yeah, so I think that's everything. I'll double check my notes here. Patch notes, beta, drops, free key, Blackline chest, birthday stream, Seattle. Yeah, that's everything. The stream streak is ending? No. I'm going to try to do the stream streak. Yeah, we have streamed every single day for 7 years without missing a day. We're at 2,643 days. Now, the days I'm in Seattle, I will try to do a quick, like, real-life stream from my phone, from, like, the hotel room, just talk about how the trip's going. Just, you know, keep the streak going as an excuse. But yeah, I mean, there's a chance. If the Wi-Fi is terrible, the streak could end. We'll see. Hopefully not. But I will be trying to do, like, a short RL stream there just to keep the streak going. But yeah, that's all the news for today. If you got any questions, problems, thoughts, concerns, anything I missed, put it in the comment section down below. I will fight you there. There we go. Done. IRL stream. Yes. Yeah, tour of my hotel room. All right. So let me take this and upload this to the YouTubes. Man, my voice is shot. I say upload video. Muck, I can't see the character slots. Have I been naughty? They're not out yet. It starts tomorrow. You know what? Yeah, you were bad. You know what you did? I spent 4K gold on Zephyrite boxes to get one shock infusion, my sheer dumb luck. I mean, that's profit, right? The shock infusion's like 8 to 10K. Are you gonna count the cockroaches on stream, Muck? Ew! I hope the hotel doesn't have cockroaches. Oh my gosh. Dude, imagine after 7 years, I finally go outside and then I find like cockroaches in my hotel room. Dude, I will never go outside again. Will the price drop of exchanges drop again? No clue. No clue. My voice is stretched from all the times he has to repeat. He has a video for that. No, my voice is strained because we've been playing a lot of Warhammer Rogue Trader the past week. We finished it yesterday morning. And it was a lot of reading out loud. A lot of reading about heresy out loud. So, voice is pretty roughed up by that. I opened like 400k Zephyrite boxes, 2 chalks, 2 Winterheart. You have to fry the cockroaches. Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Muck speaking spells. Alright, hang on. Let me open GIMP here. If possible, no luck fixing the pauldron. No, we actually did, Blue. Hang on. Let's see. I made a mess. Dang it, Bluebell. You made a mess in here. All right. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, we got... So here's the plushie. And then Bluebell was kind enough to make me this thing that's like a pauldron. And she just crocheted this. She just made this out of thin air. She's like a 3D printer. Hang on a second. Okay. So... goes on my shoulder. It's easier to put this on with my wife's help, but... And then there's a Velcro that goes around the arm here. Okay. And then there is a loopy thing over here. And what I need to do is just pull this thing until there's like no slack. There's like a string here. I gotta pull this till there's like no slack, and then put like a, I don't know, like a hair tie on it or something. But he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good. So currently, Bluebell, I've made a contraption right here on his seatbelt involving safety pins and a hair tie from my wife, and he's staying upright a whole lot better than he was when we first tried it out. See this? So it's really just this loopy bit that's on my right hand. It's black on black. It's not showing up well. There's this loopy bit right here that is going around me, and this part just has a lot of slack. So I just need to pull it really, really taut and then like secure it in place somehow, and then we're basically good. But yeah, anyway, that's the idea. Now we found a way that he can hang out on my head. The loopy bit, the technical term. Yes, the loopy bit. I mean, it's not really a strap, so I don't know, but yeah. So Blue was nice enough to make this for me. It's just trying to get him secured in it. I think when she made it, she was using a teddy bear that's a bit thicker than our little guy here. And the little guy, he wobbled around in the seatbelt, so I had to make some adjustments to it. You could just tie the loopy bit in a knot. Also an option, yes. Yeah. So when I said if possible, that was kind of just to cover my bases in case something unexpected happened, Blue. Not because I was planning for something to happen. Nothing like that. If he's really desperate, paperclip could work. Yeah. My bear had shoulders. The bear had shoulders. Let's see. Are you going over your room with a UV light? Wait, what? Oh, you mean like the hotel room? Oh gosh, I don't want to. Would it be weird when people call you Muck IRL? No. I've had it happen a couple of times. Honestly, you think about it, like, I talk to you guys so much, and I've been answering to Muck for so long on there. I think if someone yelled Muck, I would turn around at this point. Hey all, I'm planning to go for the Griffin. Any tips on how to get the 250 gold? What's up, Genmaru? There's a lot of ways. This right here is how I get most of my gold each day. There are countless ways to make gold in the game. Those are my favorite methods in that video. What's your actual name? Michael. That's all you're getting. Michael Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire. Real name is Mike or Michael. Gotta hit Muck with the full Mukluk name. Yep. My dad and brother's name is Michael. Your dad had a child and gave the child the same name? Oh my god. He couldn't come up with anything else? Where did Mukluk come from? I have a video on that. There you go. There is a video for how did I come up with the name Mukluk. Michael Jr. and Michael Sr. That's so lazy, though. God, it's like George Foreman. You built multiple Club Jarnies. Any tips for staying motivated? You don't have to stay motivated. When it comes to Guild Wars 2, at least. You should stay motivated at something. But Guild Wars 2 is a game. If you are burned out on the game, take a break. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're just looking for something to do, and you're still, like, enjoying yourself, I mean, yeah, making Club Jarnies is fine. You can just make those and sell them. They're pretty easy. I had a friend called Kevin. His dad was Kevin, and so was his grandpa. Kevin, son of Kevin, son of Kevin. When I was born, I wasn't named for 3 days. My parents almost got out of the hospital without naming me. They chose Michael. Oh, man. Let's see. All right, we gotta make a thumbnail for this news video. My bro is a junior. Nothing wrong with that. This is my thumbnail from when I played Peak the other day, chat. What do you think? Okay. Let's turn that on, and that, and that, and let's get rid of this stuff. And there we go. Okay, news. What do we do for the news thing? There was the new stuff. There was the drops. All right, let's do a few things here. Ah, crap. All right. We could, like, maybe cut it in fourths or something. All right. Where's the drops? Hang on a sec. Copy image. Okay. All right, here's the drops again. Try to do like a fourths thing if possible. Okay. I'll put some words over it after. We're just trying something out here. What was the other main bullet point? Oh, the beta. I need an image for the beta. Guild Wars 2 new elite specs. Let me see what comes up when I image search that. It was a shame Mug didn't seem bothered with Peak because it was great content. Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, it was just I got bored pretty fast. What's your favorite holiday, Muck? I mean, as a kid, Christmas or my birthday because I got presents. But as an adult, where I don't really get like good presents anymore, it's I would say I like Halloween theme. Spooky, scary skeletons. Let's see. All right, let's try. just squish it. There we go. Something like that. Again, I'm gonna have words over the top of this. Okay. And bottom right one needs to be something for the birthday. Do you need a birthday cake for the birthday stream? Do I need a birthday cake for the birthday stream? No, I don't think I need one. I might cash in some brownie points. See if Lady Luck will get me a panda. Let me see. Airplane. Scene from outside window. All right, I got an idea. I got an idea, chat. All right. I'm going to put this here. Okay. And do you put Dennis or the Screaming Asura? I've been like, ah. There we go. I need a party hat. Party hat PNG. Let's see. All right, let's try this one. That is not a clear background PNG. Oh my god, forget. I hate people on the internet. I'll fix it. Select by color. Wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. That should be to new layer. Okay, there we go. That should fix it. All right. All right, there we go. Wonderful. Okay, now I just gotta slap some words on this. Got him again.bng. Yep. Angle Muck's head upwards a bit like he's screaming into the air, all happy. An attempt was made. An attempt was made. All right, let's add some words to this. All right, so we got patch notes and actually, hang on a sec. Patch notes, drops. Let's do all caps. Cruise control for cool. Patch notes, drops. And let's see. Elite beta and birthday. Birthday. All right, there we go. And I'm gonna move those words around a little bit. Select grow 15. All right, there we go. Okay. And gotta add some color to the words. Gotta add some color. Let's see. Do that. Actually, no. I'm gonna have to do it in rows. If I do it all at once, the bottom one will end up bright red. We don't want that. Okay. And yeller. Redder. That didn't work. Oh, God! No. The hell happened? There. That's what was supposed to happen. Good lord. Everything exploded. Birthday? Yeah, birthday. Hey, birthday. It's the day of my birth. Alright. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And then duplicate and merge. And let's move this down a little bit. Okay. And then this one, move that down a little bit. All right, perfect. I love this thumbnail. It's art! It's done. You missed that the expansions are on sale as well. What? What? Hold on. One sec. I'm pulling my referral link up, so open their store. When did they start another sale? Has this been going? I feel like we just had a sale. Oh, they are. Oh well, video's already made. If there's a reason to do another video soon, I'll include that in there. The sale overlapped the sale? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we just had one. Alright. Thumbnails. Guild Wars 2 News 8/19/25. Well, there you go, chat. Use my referral link. Ah! Time to pick up missing expansions. Do it. Do it. Okay. That's all done. All right, then we got to go to... Let's close this. Go to main thing. And... All right. Here we go. All right, now YouTube stuff. All right, first of all, where's another news video? That one will do. All right, copy that. Okay. And then we got to change this for the new video. So, thumbnails. And it usually starts sales an hour after patch for some reason. Very rude of them, honestly. Very rude. Waiting for this folder. Just got the new axe with the free key. Oh my gosh. Juicy. Well, I hope you appreciate it. Alright. Patch notes, drops, elite beta info, birthday stream. Birthday stream. Alright, August 19th. Guild Wars 2 News. Alright, and then sources. Always cite my sources. Where are they? Alright, so here's one of them. And here's another one. And, okay, done with that. Alright, so now I just gotta get the timestamps. Just gotta get the timestamps. Alright, so it was... Nope, that's not it. Alright, so there is going to be one for... patch notes, beta info, Guild Wars 2 drops, free BL key, BL chest new items, birthday stream, / giveaway. Seattle. Should I say Seattle? Should I say community meetup? What was it called? Community meetup. Community meetup. Alright, so now I just need the timestamps for those other things. Alright, so I'm gonna open this up here. Alright, when do I start talking about the beta info? Hello YouTube, hello Guild. Purchase this change. Open world. Yes. It's skill from PvE. But it that is today's path today. So let's go on to the next topic. All right, 12 minutes 50 seconds. So 12:50. All right, when did I talk about drops? The beta, Visions of Eternity Elite Spec Beta, and some other for a right. If specialized this character, the whole point is to try it out. Characters won't get to keep the loot. Do them twice. They're gonna be that excited. They're coming back. Moving on to the next thing. 16:30. Yeah, for anyone who's not a YouTuber, this is what we have to do to add timestamps. So we have to go back through our own video and find where the timestamps are and set them up. Occasionally, YouTube will just do it automatically, but it's like really weird and fickle. Like, I have one video that I know that's like years old that doesn't have any timestamps on it, but on the plays section, there's a section that says chip. And I don't know why. I guess so many people in the comments section were talking about chip, it just made a chip section. But, and he's there for part of it, but not even like the whole thing. Free key, where was that? Drops, exciting, but Sunday email good. This is of course the worst way to show, get the drops and the, now there is a free Black Lion key in the gem store. All right, 18:30, free key. All right, new Black Lion chest item. Always keep in mind to send. Whatever the case is, all you want to carry today because of the answer as here. Black Lion chest, and there is 1939 new chest item. All right, birthday stream is a new. Is this? Let me go. 23rd. This Saturday is my birthday, and it is a great excuse to do a big stream. I do love excuses to do big streams, and this Saturday is no different. Seattle meetup.
We have got now put the all day. Next, I'm sharing just because I'm next thing about it. For those that do not know, every year in Seattle they do.
All right, 2208. Okay, I think that's everything. All right, so let's see. Yes, I want my dollar. No, I don't have any bad stuff in my video. All right. Okay, so, and should be done processing. Then we just got to put the outro thing. Did I do this in the last one? That'll do. Okay. Voice acting patch is on? Yes. Yes. It is. All right, so now just open it one more time and make sure those timestamps are there. But, yeah, we got some big ticket prizes. We got a lot of gem codes. Beta info. Shut up. Beta drops, Black Line key, new item. Yeah. Okay. They are there. Whew. Should be good. Should be good. All right, so boop, boop, boop. And we're off to the races. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's go voice acting. I know. It's time to replay the entire story. Check the hero panel, by the way. There's a new category in the equipment tab. Gathering tools? What? Oh, conjured doorways. Choose a doorway skin. They're gonna sell us some doors? Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Do you think A-Net will have an East Coast event? I doubt it, because they're on the West Coast. Aren't they? I think that most of their, you know, are near their offices in Seattle. Yeah, if they're gonna sell doors, I would hope that it's like part of a combo pack that includes stuff for inside the instance, because you don't see the doors very long. Have I even done my routine? I might need to do it. New door, this is a rental. I'm telling you guys, if ArenaNet was truly just in it for the money, there would be Mechanist bot skins that looked like 2B from Nier Automata. They'd be rolling in the cash. The Uwu bot skins, yeah. The door says, I am the door. Wow. You've waited your whole life for this moment. Ranger pet skins. I don't know. There's so many Ranger pets already. I want a Cryptus Golem. Would that be like for a Flesh Golem skin or for a Mech Golem skin? Which expansion contract should I get? Fast farming community. Hold on, I'll give you a link. This website here has a page where they talk about how much profit you're getting each day from the different contracts, if you're interested in that. I would say all of them take a while to pay for themselves, but they all eventually pay for themselves and give profit if you're interested. Do you have a video or guide on how you made your homestead with all the harvesting stuff? I believe I do. Hang on. One or both of those videos. The butt bots are up. The butt bots! Oh no. Hang on. One of those you had to be there vids. Ban user from channel. This is why I can't get anything done. Heart face. Kissy. Hide user from channel. Expansion's on sale. Woo! Every day, my battle versus the butt bots continues. And every day, 2 new butt bots are born. Expansions on sale. The expansions are on sale! Oh my god, yeah. They are. Arc tends to crash the game. You see, you guys are doing it all wrong. I keep my Arc like 5 versions out of date, and it doesn't crash until we're like 7 versions out of date. So my Arc's still working. You guys, see, you guys messed up. You guys updated. It's like some kind of butt hydra. Need to find a pirate medium head armor. There's a pirate hat in the game. It's on the gym store sometimes. Nexus updates from MOA. MOA doesn't need to update. That's good. Every time you cut off a cheek, 2 cheeks grow back. But then you could end up with an odd number of cheeks. That's just weird. That's the Windows strat. Get spam with please update your Windows. We have 54 backlogged, and after you update, we're going to release another update. Just ignore it until it's forced. Yep. Where would I find excellent guides on how to play Guild Wars 2? MuklukLabs.com. Or MuklukYoutube on YouTube. There's so many choices. I can't even disable RTPS because my add-on manager is broken. Who is Mukluk? I am Mukluk. Only 3 more months of Windows 10 support. Take me back to the good old days. Windows 95. Now that was reliable. If not that, then XP. If not that, then 7. If you say Vista, I'll kill you. I'll kill you! Alright, that one's done. Remember the days when you could open the start menu and you could just type in the search box like a file name anywhere on your computer and it would just spit it out in like a second? And there weren't ads on your start menu. Oh, those are the days. Vista at least had a decent UI and thus good UX for most users. You can still do that, you have to enable indexing. Oh my gosh, look. I'm intelligent enough to know what's missing and complain about it. I'm not intelligent enough to fix it. Is it normal to suffer through trying to do group events with no one around? Seems only a few classes are able to solo them. I mean, yeah, there are some events that are intended for a group of people, and you can solo them if you really know what you're doing, but you could also ask for help if you want to. Jackals was kind enough to invite me to the guild I requested, however, it seems I'm in the guild already with the same harvesting node levels. Would you be mad if I were to leave and try to join again? No, I wouldn't be mad. Just leave that one, and then go through the same thing on the Discord to move to the one that you want to be in. The whole thing is like, okay, we got 4 guilds, right? Each guild can hold 500 people. So, I try to make it to that where we're helping 2,000 people with guild-related stuff, rather than we just have 500 people in 4 guilds. So I would prefer that as many people as possible are in only one of the guilds, but that's it. That's the goal. That is the goal. Let's see, that's done. Monkey That Young, Psy Windows 3.1 was the crap back in the days. I do faintly remember, like, when my dad first got me into becoming a nerd, I remember Windows when it was literally just Windows and there was no start menu. Right? Like, that was early in my life. I remember the no start menu Windows when it was literally just Windows. Yeah. Lay energy converter. Fun little story for you guys. The very first command line I ever learned was cd/doom.exe. My dad got tired of me asking him to come over and open Doom for me, and he like drilled that one into my head, so I would leave him alone. That was the first command line. How to launch Doom with DOS. Just told my buddy to buy the Complete Dragon Saga. He should totally use someone's referral link. You know, people who have used Vista have actually said it's an improvement. It has less bloatware on it. Alright, the main thing was, look, as someone who was in tech support, if someone called in and they're like, I got a problem, and I'm like, I know how to fix that in 3 steps, and they're like, I'm on Vista, I'll be like, okay, 10 steps. And then they're like, oh wait, sorry, it's a Mac. And I'm like, alright, 20 steps. I gotta skip lunch. Like, anytime... Wait, hold on. Did I close my game? I don't know what happened there. Hold on. Look at the bacon. I don't know if I misclicked or if my game just closed. One sec. How does one join one of the guilds? On the Discord. It's exclamation guild in the chat. There's a thing. Yeah, so anyway, if someone called in and they had a problem and they were on Vista or on a Mac, it would take longer to fix, and I hated that. All right, let's try this again. If it crashes again, then it's Arc, which would be kind of funny after I was saying my Arc was working just a minute ago. The screaming Bloodraven face is hilarious every time I see it. Nothing was worse than an issue with the printer, though. Yeah, those suck, too. The one thing that really sucks is this button that says update and restart. It almost never works for me. I'll be happily surprised if it works today. Let's see. Update and restart. It did close the game. That's an improvement. Let's see if it works. Alright. It's launching the game again. Still says content mismatch. So one of the two ARC errors went away. Never works for me. Yeah, I usually have to update it manually. Is Axe a good Condi weapon on Ranger? It's okay. There are better ones. The thing is the Axe's 1 skill doesn't do Condi. The 2 and the 3 do. So after you use the 2 and the 3 and you're waiting on them to cool down, you're doing power attacks. Burp, burp. I took the DLL out of the folder and it booted the game at least.
Hello? Wayfinder? Is this thing... Yes? Good.
Why is he calling me?
We've entered the mall. Beset by an unnatural...
Shut up! I'm looting. I can't seem to find a way to find... Wait, what? Jinxie! Jinxie, wake up! Your face is on the keyboard again. Oh my god. This happens like once every couple weeks, chat. Oh shoot, I need to clean out the bags. Wait, you're invited to I bleach my... Look how they set up the guild tag. Wow. Bleach my A, and then the tag is SS. That is something special. I didn't even know I had any guild slots. Today I learned. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Do I have any yellow stuff to sell before I do this? Costs leg plates. No, I can just salvage all that. That's fine. Alright, salvage all rares. It's all loot we got from this box, from this parked character. Okay. That one's good for another month. Maybe Jinxie's cat is typing. The fact that they're typing 0.0.0.0.0. I mean, what I think her head is on the numpad. Like where the 0, the dot, and the enter are. I think that's where her head was. I think she was asleep on the numeric keypad. Is anyone else crashing in Biora? I'm in Biora now, actually. Not yet. Maybe just her hand. That's less funny.
You must prove your strength to
Does RDBS work for you? My game is just crashing. I'm fine at the moment. Arc is a leading source of crashes after patches, though. Everyone gets a free Blackline key. Yep, you just gotta go get it. It's in the gem store. Anytime you see that little present icon next to the gem store thing, there's something free there. Oh, Jinxie says, sorry not to sleep this time. I was trying to doze out meds from pill organizer tray. I like how she says this time. Muck, if you weren't a content creator for Guild Wars 2, do you think you'd be playing it still? Yeah, but I'd probably be taking... I'd probably play it less. But yeah, I would. What's the logic in the free key? I don't know. Maybe just... Oh my god, this thing. Hold on. How do I... Declined. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Did someone invite me to this guild and then they left the guild? You are the last remaining member of this guild. By leaving, I bleach my A. It will be disbanded. Oh no, yeah, what a terrible thing. That is a high effort joke. I respect it. Didn't even check the guild bank. It was level 0. It didn't have a guild bank. It was a level 0 guild. Fun fact, did you know if you leave your character in the wrong spot, you could spawn inside the chest? Yeah, my Asura has been inside the boxes and not been able to get out before. Your buddy with A-Net wins Guild Wars 3. There has been no official announcements that they are even working on a Guild Wars 3. The only thing we know is that there was a hiring thing. Chat, the play button is grayed out. Oh, okay, there we go. I just had to wait an hour. There was one day where they had a thing on their website that said, we're hiring someone with experience in Unreal Engine to work on a new game in an existing franchise. And so they're working on something in Unreal. Maybe it's Guild Wars 3. I don't know. Maybe it's what's one of their other games? Friggin' like Aeon. You know, they own other titles too. But there's a lot of people that are wondering if that's a GW3. Wait, what? Hold on, there's a few people in chat saying F. But there's other people that are still talking. What? Yo, we still live? Everyone? What? You're still talking. No issues here, stream lags. You're fine, okay. Alright, it seems like there's a small group of people on Twitch that I like went out for, and then I came back. I'm not showing any drop frames on my end. I don't know what that was. Give me Mucka coffee, sure. The small F, yeah. A-Net silencing the discussion on Guild Wars 3. Yeah, they called John Twitch, and they're like, shut him down. Anyway, yeah, it could be, like real talk, they could be working on a Guild Wars 3. They could be working on something else that NCSoft owns. Hang on a sec. What games does NCSoft own? Blade and Soul, Lineage, Eon, Throne and Liberty. Like, it could be any of that, or it could be Guild Wars 3. I don't know. I will also say, please keep in mind, when let's say when they do announce it, okay? Silksong was announced 6.5 years ago. It's still not out yet. So let's pretend that they announce Guild Wars 3 tomorrow. We might not see it for another 6.5 years. All right? So just because they might be working on it does not mean we're seeing it anytime soon. Like, I'm gonna be in my 90s when that comes out. Are we talking about Duke Nukem Forever? No, I wasn't talking about Duke Nukem Forever. Do you park adults even sometimes find themselves in Lion's Arch when logging in? No, I've never had that happen. Silksong on my wish list. Joe Phoenix, thank you for the tier 1. Chat, you heard about Twitch Prime? If you really want to play the Silksong card, doth we forget Diablo 3? I don't remember the wait for Diablo 3. How about, what was it, Elder Scrolls 6? They announced that, hold on. How long since Elder Scrolls 6 announcement? It has been 7 years and 2 months since the date of the announcement, which was on June 10th, 2018. 7 years and 2 months. The Elder Scrolls 6 announcement is now as old as Skyrim was when the Elder Scrolls 6 was announced. Yeah. So anyway, it is entirely within the realm of possibility that they're working on Guild Wars 3 and they haven't told anyone. That means that it's at least like 6 years out still. That's my logic. 12 years for D3, I believe. How long... Let's see, how long between Diablo 3 announcement and release? It was announced June 2008 and released May 2012. There was a period of 3 years and 10 months between the announcement and the game's release. That's not that bad. What? What are we complaining about D3 for? 3 years. Wait, maybe they're just saying 12 years since D2? Maybe that's what they're saying. Maybe they're counting time since D2. In which case, if you did that for Guild Wars, like, oh, it's been 10 years since Guild Wars 1. What was D2's release date? Diablo 2 release date. June 2000. And then D3 was announced 8 years later, and then it was released 3 years after that. God, I played so much D2 growing up. Usually Necro. Whole army of undead. 99 skeletons. Alright. Beyond Good and Evil was announced back in 2008. Silksong is a major announcement or tomorrow. Yeah, what if they say we're canceling it? They're like, you know what, this was way too big a project. We're good. D2 is why I am a summoner main. I don't care if I am the worst player. Wait, what? Why? Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I thought it took me to the wrong zone. Never mind. I'm just, my head's in the wrong spot. That's on me. The ratio is we're gonna say, and Muck is gone again. I'm not gone again. Why do you do? Oh my god. The return of the if. All right. Hey, Twitch viewers, are there any of you that are seeing the stream with no problems whatsoever? I would like to know if you exist. Stream is fine. 100% perfect here. Yes. Okay. All right. I don't think it's on my end then, because I'm showing the upload is completely fine with zero drop frames. So I think this is Twitch. I think it's Twitch or it's regional. Because if it was an issue with the upload end, it would be affecting all of you. Meh. I'm a Twitch viewer, and my problem is you are not a potato. Your problem is I'm not a potato? Oh my god.
We need to break through the shield. Kill the vine tenders.
There you go. Oh, I'm in the wrong build. Alright, I guess we're healing right now. Change specs after this. Muck, your stream is fine. I have a few tabs going, and 2 to 3 are running fine, and the others all stop and start at the exact time, so it's a Twitch issue. Okay. How are you watching that many streams? But thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Why do you think Elementalist is too complex for its own good? No. If I could make some changes to Ellie, I absolutely would. Do I think it's too complex? No, because here's the thing. Let's say you're a full DPS Ellie. You're not cycling through all the elements. You're cycling through one or two, you know? Maybe you're just camping fire the whole time, right? Basically, the LE has a lot of options, and you're not using all of them all the time. You're specializing in some of them. And if you look at it that way, it's not bad at all. I need to be at the start of the inside jokes. I can be a part of many inside jokes by being a part of all the streams. Oh, well. Twitch stream kept dying for me for every streamer from the US, but not EU streamers. I live in the EU. Weird. At this point, I think Guild Wars 2 is as likely as WoW 2. Shoes too big to fill and way too risky. New MMOs aren't doing that well. Another thing that I've mentioned before is how many of you can think of like a game that was doing good, and then they made another game that was like an offshoot of it. It's in the same universe, but it's a completely different type of game. Right? And the number one example for me for that is The Witcher and Gwent. Gwent's a whole separate thing, and it's done quite well for itself. So, I mean, they could... Yeah, Guild Wars 1 and 2. Yeah, exactly. Pillars of Eternity and, shoot, what was the recent... Oh my god, forget my brain. What was the recent game in the Pillars of Eternity universe that, like... Avowed. Thank you. Avowed. I enjoyed Avowed. I know quite a few people didn't like it. I enjoyed it, and that was in the PoE universe. Yeah, Guild Wars 1 and 2. Completely different styles of games. Guild Wars 3 could be Roblox. I hope not. Roblox isn't doing too good right now. Hearthstone and WoW. EverQuest. Yeah, EverQuest had a few different games. But yeah, there are many games that they could do. Like, we're also focused on the possibility of Guild Wars 3 being a new MMO. What if they do make a new Guild Wars 3, but it's completely different? I'm not saying they will. I'm saying that, you know, it's a possibility. Like, I'm down to try anything they make, but it might not be an MMO. Warcraft 3 to World of Warcraft? God, Warcraft 3 was a great game. I still sometimes watch Grubby play Warcraft 3. Just to live the nostalgia in my brain. Guild Wars 3 card game? They could. I know League of Legends had a card game too, wasn't it? I forget the name of it because I haven't really spent any time on it. Does anyone know, is that one doing well for itself? Like, do they cover cost? It's dead? It's dead! Oh my god. As soon as he says League of Legends, the stream died again. No! Guild Wars 3, the RTS. Yo, I love RTSs. I'm here for it. Magic the Gathering, Guild Wars 2 crossover. Oh, dude. So, when I grew up playing MTG, it was all, like, you know, unique stories that they made. And now, like, I see pictures of cards of, like, you know, Sokka from The Last Airbender, and I'm like, what happened? Like, what? Wait, what are all these crossovers? Like, I'm so confused. Like, I remember Urza and Mishra and the Planeswalkers. So looking at it now, I'm just like, what? It's been fun, y'all have a good day. See ya, Biba. I know a good one, 40k Dawn of War, or to Dawn of War 2, very different games. Oh, I'm in the middle of playing Dawn of War for the first time right now. I haven't played Dawn of War 2 yet. Teamfight Tactics is like 30 million players. That's pretty good. Yeah, Teamfight, yeah, I forgot about Teamfight Tactics. I haven't played that. I know of it, I haven't played it. MTG is the Fortnite of card games now. Urza and Mishra are dead. No. Yeah, so like, my time in MTG was, you know, when I was younger. So I remember like Urza and Mishra and the Planeswalkers and, what were some of the others? Like Yawgmoth? The Weatherlight? The Weatherlight ship? They had like a whole comic series based on that. Oh, Kamal the Pit Fighter. That one guy that was like the Master of Chains. They had a few novels. They had a bunch of cards. Windgrace? I don't remember Windgrace. Now, I showed my my MTG collection on, like, it's got some value to it just because of its age. We some time ago we did a video where we basically went through my collection and just price checked everything for like a few hours, and we did find I had one card that was like $900. Suppose, you know, if I could find a nerd who will buy it, and then we found one that was like 500. I had a mint condition Sliver Queen from Stronghold and a Gaia's Cradle from Urza's Saga. Nico Bolas. I remember that. That was a gold card. That was one of those legendary dragon things.
But my work is not finished.
Guard my hand.
Hope you got a Black Lotus. No, I never got a Black Lotus. Like I said, I have a couple of cards that are worth some good value, but no, I never had a Black Lotus. Like, in my time, the most popular, or the most well-known expensive cards were the Moxes and the Black Lotuses, and no, I never had one of those. But I did have some others with value. I would check those prices again, Mark. Gaia's Cradle, Urza's Saga price. Alright, so last time I checked, the most expensive card I owned was this one. Urza's Saga Cradle.
We've done well so far, but it would help if we could capture that overlook and release
Seems to be going up.
trapped there. Impassable brambles block
The other one was
I can kill them with my special herbicide. Of course, we need to get to
Sliver
those
Queen.
brambles first. Simple enough, right? We get to the brambles.
This was the second most expensive one I owned. Do you need to get that graded? Maybe. I've got it in a sleeve, and it's in... after we did the thing a while back where we price checked all my cards, we took all the ones that were like really valuable and put them into sleeves if they weren't already in sleeves. And then we put them in firebox. Like a safe thing. I had a great mono black belt in arena just throwing cats in an oven for pies and damaging all by healing. Cats in an oven for pies. What? I usually played black in MTG as well. My favorite deck was basically just discard cards to make things happen, and then reanimate those cards from the graveyard to put them straight into play without paying their mana cost, which allowed you to use cards from any color. So, like, anytime a new set came out that had, like, a really good card for literally any color, I'd be like, oh, I'll put that in my black deck. Classic recursion. Yeah, but it's like, when... It didn't really have a name when I was doing it, because it was like when... It was like in the Urza's Saga time period, like, the card Buried Alive and Yawgmoth's Will, like, those had just come out, so it's like, that type of playstyle was just starting to become a thing. I loved it, though. I bet you loved blue-black, too. No, no, no. I'm as violent toward blue players as anybody.
Fantastic. This location is great.
Speaking of blue, though, when we were going through my cards, I did have, like, 5 Force of Wills, though. And those had a price. Force of Will Alliances MTG. Yeah, so, and this was like 50 bucks. I had like a stack of these. What place do you check prices? Dude, I just Googled it, and I just clicked on the first link. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I'm not actively trying to sell them right now. I'm just having a conversation, but I don't know if there's a better place to check. Oh, he died. Leave blue players alone. If you don't want to get counterspelled, you shouldn't cast spells. If you didn't want to get countered, you shouldn't have come here looking so counterable. TCG player is what most LGSs use for prices. Okay, that's trading card game player. What is the LGS? TCG player, Gaia's Cradle, Urza's Saga. Oh, I think this is the same website we were on. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. This is the same website we were looking at earlier. Wait, why is it, what? Why is it on eBay for $1,400? It's like, this is the card I was showing earlier. And this website, the main website y'all recommended says it's worth $780. But then, like, here's some guy selling it on, I guess just because someone's selling it on eBay doesn't mean someone's buying it. Yeah, for freaking $1,500 on there. Yeah. Let's see. Hey guys, I'm struggling since Guild Wars 2 has a sale to one. I want to catch up and buy expansions. Living World and IBS. I am right now already in Excel calculating the cheapest way to buy it. Note I already own POF and HOT. Any smart people already calculated this in past years. So it sounds like you're looking at buying the Elder Dragon Saga Complete Collection, but you're saying you already have Path of Fire and Hot. So, hang on. All right. So Path of Fire plus Hot with the sale right now is $12. And the Elder Dragon Saga collection, you're basically getting for $25. And currently that includes End of Dragons plus all the Living World stuff. Right? So End of Dragons is currently $18. Which means you're spending $7 to get all the Living Worlds. Yeah, I would say it's still worth it. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Does this include the Living World stuff? Hold on. Redo. Do you have to do complete for Living World? Complete is 50. Okay, so sorry. Hold on, I see it. Complete has the complete has Living Worlds. They're right there in the picture. Yeah. So the $50 one has Living Worlds on it. Mike, while we're on this topic, which version for Visions of Eternity? Hang on, let me go to that page. Alright, so Visions of Eternity. The main thing is like the standard is $25, deluxe is $50, and it has a character slot, a skimmer skin, a set of unbreakable gathering tools, an identity repair kit, right? So your $25 for the deluxe is getting you this stuff. So the additional character slot and the identity repair kit, the skimmer, and the tools. If you don't have unbreakable tools, it's really nice to get your first set. If you already have a set, you might not care. The additional character slot is like $5 to $10 value. Identity repair kit and the skimmer skin, that just depends on if you need it to feel pretty. Otherwise, it's nothing. The Ultimate Edition is always the same deal. This Ultimate Edition is $25 more than Deluxe, but comes with $50 worth of gems. So this is quite simple. If you're already getting Deluxe and you're thinking about Ultimate, is there some things I want from the gem store? If yes, this is a great deal on gems. They're half price. But if you don't have anything you really want from the gem store, then don't get Ultimate. You know, that would be just a waste of your money unless you just might use the gems in the future. But that's it. Ultimate is always, in the history of the game so far, $25 more for $50 worth of gems. That's how that works. Hey Mug, I want to thank you for your tutorials. I just finished with the bathroom tiles. Can't wait to start with the paint. You're very welcome. Where am I? Thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Which glyphs would you recommend for a second set? I have volatile. So here's the thing. Let's say you've already got volatile, and I'm like, oh, well now you should get the second best. Why? Why? I'm just going to say volatile again. Like, you might as well just have the best glyphs on another character or your homestead. Like right now, there are a few rare situations where volatile's not the best one, but like 95% of the time, volatile's the best one. So, I would just get volatile again. Keep in mind, if you get sick of the graphic of volatile, you can change the harvesting animation to something else if you want. But yeah, the volatile magic is worth a pretty penny. There's also the deluxe upgrade bought with gems. Yeah, you could just get the standard game. Like, I think Steam players might have to do this. You get the standard game, and then you can spend gems, which you can get with gold or dollars, and get the digital deluxe upgrade in-game for stuff. I don't know if the digital deluxe upgrade for Visions of Eternity is already available or not, but... because I already have it, so I would not be able to see it in the store, so someone else would have to field that question. I have like 5 sets of volatile tools with my characters. Nice. Oh dang, I just saw the time. It's almost that time. That's gonna miss out. Won't be able to finish that meta. Black does have a counterspell. It does? I didn't know that. That might be after my time. I will say one bounty glyph is super good for personal home nodes. I make money off garlic, endearing, hunger, backpack. Oh yeah, the backpack. It's just one gift of buy me dinner. This person's doing like a creepy timey cosplay. It's like all timey except the infusion on the skin, whatever that is. Cosmic energy. Shame that the gathering tools are not shared like legendaries. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think the community just accepts that, and it leads to sometimes people buying multiple sets of gathering tools, which is good for the company because they make more sales, so that might be why they do it, but I agree with you. The best advice I can give on that is if you play multiple characters frequently, keep 3 of your shared account slots open. And when you get into the habit of when you log off a character, move your tools up there. And when you log on a character, re-equip your tools again. It's like a 10-second process when you log in or log out, but it allows you to access those tools on any of your characters, which is nice. So you can do that. You have to buy me dinner. I'm not wrong. Like, for anyone who hasn't made the new legendary backpack, you're not effectively, you are not crafting it. You're just making a deal with the devil, and the devil wants a bacon cheeseburger, and so you're just buying him. You're just buying and crafting him snacks, and you get him enough snacks. He's like, all right, I'll give you a ride. That's it. Your inventory is blindingly messy. Okay, look. I've still got enough room down here to fit your complaint, so we're not full yet. Alright. Put the vendor tools on all characters, then if you double click the tools in the shared slots, they'll swap places, then just double click the vendor tools and swap it. There you go. There you go. Need a way to craft legendary gathering tools? Yeah, it would be cool. Right after the legendary rebreather. How many alts do you have that have that much backspace? None. I have this much backspace on my main character. My alts, I have a couple of the big bags on each, but that's it. Like, the big bags are expensive and they take time to make, so I didn't put that time into all those other characters. Like, there was a year where I mained a different character, and I moved all the big bags over to that one, just so, you know, it was better to enjoy the game. But I moved them back when I switched back. Nope, I do not have that many bags on any other tunes but this one. Close to it on my Ranger. Let me see, hang on. So this character has 480 slots. If I go to... I think my Inji or my Necro has a lot. Let me see. Atmuck, what class has the best PvE build that uses an axe? Guardian has some. Warrior has some. Revenant has some. Mirage sometimes. Those jump to mind. Okay, so I got 320 slots on this guy. This is my Inji. This is my second most played character. And he also has 2 empty bag slots here. So I could put bags... I probably moved those over to the other tune when I swapped back to my Ranger. So this one is the second most, but then all the rest was have like 1 or 2 bags. Alright. Axax Soul Beast is really good in open world, so a few people say. I like Reaping Glyph for tough areas with mobs. Also, Alchemy Glyph upgrades ores. Nice. When Muck has more ectos on an alt than I have. Well, all of the characters that are part, they make money, right? So just like occasionally I'll move all that over to the main bank. But, you know, I let it build up for a while at a time. All right. Chat, you wonderful gamers, I am out of time. I need to step out. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Appreciate you guys. A few plugs on the way out. If you're new to my channel, my name is Muck. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. I gotta go get some life stuff done. I'll be back in about 5 hours for the evening stream on the Guild Wars 2 NA servers. I'll be doing the weekly giveaway. I'll be giving some stuff out and just enjoying some Guild Wars 2 and maybe some Dawn of War after that if you want to join me. Tomorrow, a reminder, the beta and the drops event starts tomorrow, and that will be going for a while. And this Saturday, I'll be doing an all-day birthday stream with we'll be giving out all those infusions and stuff we have in the giveaway vault. So from tomorrow, Wednesday to Saturday, it'll be a lot of Guild Wars 2 for those interested in that. As always, follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. Here's links to both the YouTube channels, and a special thank you to the patrons that keep us in business. Couldn't do this without you guys, and there's a link to that in the chat if you'd like to be a supporter. With that, let me find someone to raid in the Guild Wars 2 section of Twitch, just to keep the viewership high in the category. Let me see who is live. Do I know anyone live right now? Boyce is live. I like watching him do PvP sometimes. You know what? I'll go with that. I don't know many people live right now, so I'm gonna raid Boyce. He is not PG. So if you care about that, you've been warned. But he is top tier PvP player. I enjoy watching him because he's really good at the game. And I'll see you guys over there, and I'll be back tonight. See ya.
That's the